And once again, a massive thank you to all of our community, all of the people who financially support the show and help it go on each and every week. All of our 87A survivors, they're all there on the screen. King of Lobar, Petty Weddy, Sauerkraut, Receding Man, and some new members, Levs, Nukes, Rays, Salty Sticks. Thank you so much. But a massive shout out to our two podcast bosses, Kenny Baker and Cinnamon. All of you are legends who help the shows go on each and every week. Thank you all for your support, just even by listening or watching the show, and we hope you enjoy this week's show. And welcome to episode 146 of the DayZ Podcast. We are joined this week once again by Archie. How you doing, buddy?
Better now, baby.
Better now. It's DayZ Podcast time. And joining us this week in the modder capacity, everyone knows Dave. Welcome back, buddy.
Thank you very much. Pretty happy to be here.
Very happy to have you, mate. Very happy to have you. But the man of the episode, the person we're going to be shining the spotlight on to begin with, the one, the only, Mr. FacilityBJJ. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Mate, it is a pleasure and an honor to have you on. You've really, really exploded on YouTube, mate. I know Mark's back in the day was pretty much the sole person, waving the Go YouTube flag, Team YouTube for streaming and that. But, between yourself, Kill Beans, Archie, and I think Bar Down Beef is also on there as well. And there's more joining, but how's it been working for you, mate? How's YouTube been for you as a creator?
It's been great for me, jumping from one platform, over on the other platform. You don't know what the hell is going to go on from one day to the next, but switching over to YouTube's been fantastic for me. And like you said, I've had a lot of help in the process from, Marks, yourself, BWAD, Beans, everybody. So I kind of got a little kickstart.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a kickstart for sure. Had a lot of people helping me out, but it's been great. Way better than the other platform.
I've got to ask, and you other two, feel free to chime in on this as well. Have you been looking over at Kick going,
I think Kick is going to be a quick money grabber. I just don't see them being around for longer than a year or two.
Yeah.
I agree, man. I agree. I was really looking at Kick hard, and I think it's not really sustainable with the way they're going. They're going to trick people into coming over there, and then they're going to hike that partner split up, because 95.5 is hard to turn down. You know? So I think
it feels like you're going to probably do quite well on there in a very short run. And I as someone who wants to do this for the rest of my life, Kick seems like a temporary. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're a new to content creator, new to streaming, it's probably a great way to get a foot in the door and get some out of it.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna multi-stream some over there. I wouldn't leave my YouTube channel primarily because it's already established. And plus, jumping a platform for a third time, unless you've got the kind of following that, the people that went to Mixer and then back to Twitch and then to YouTube, you're not going to sustain.
Yeah, totally agree.
I don't plan on messing with it. I made me account just so someone couldn't take my name and do dumb shit. But
as soon as I heard
I need to do that.
As soon as I heard about it, I was like, Archie Stormcloud there.
I'll go over there and support my friends that move over there and this and that. But I mean, I'm never say never, but I don't plan to do anything over there.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Like I know Marks is dreading this part because he probably knows where I'm going with this. But the creator Devin Nash finally dropped a video talking about it. I've been waiting for him to do one, and it was a fascinating video. It really was. It's 50 minutes. So he's definitely done his research on it. He even discloses in there that he's a fan of and has worked with Trainwrecks TV. And he talked in depth about it, and he basically said what you said at the beginning. He gave it a bit longer. He said maybe 3 to 4 years, which I thought was a bit generous, but maybe that's just him being nice because his friend's involved in it. But he said it's a cash grab, and for small to medium creators, it's a great concept. For your very large creators, it's a risky prospect. And he even cited examples of where Trainwrecks himself has been calling for them to be more strict on the likes of, what's his name, that guy who fucking fanboys over Andrew Tate.
Me, Archie Stormcloud.
No, who's that idiot? The one who sniffed his chair or something. I saw a clip of him.
Oh, you're talking about Aiden.
Aiden Ross. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying they need to crack down on people like that. These idiots who are doing just the stupidest things like streaming the Super Bowl live on the platform, which is just that's just madness, absolute madness.
I mean, people do that on Twitch too, though, and
but they on Twitch. Twitch kind of has systems in place, whereas they were doing it openly. You know, most of the time, from what I've seen with Twitch, it's sneaky buggers pretending they're playing a video game to make it look like they're circumventing it that way. Because Twitch is pretty good at picking up on the blatant streams that are just purely just it's being rebroadcast. So they do it in sneaky ways. Whereas these guys were just openly saying, yeah, we're going to watch the Super Bowl together, folks. And it's like, okay, that's just madness. But the big issue...
Whitus Mayo used to do that. He would be playing DayZ and he would have the pay-per-view UFC fight in the background audio.
Wow. But the crazy thing, facility that he was talking about is the money side of it. Other than when you delve into the fact that a lot of it's casino backed and that, and even Australia has a link to it. The parent company or something's registered here in Australia, which kind of surprised me a bit, being with that weird offshore casino thing. But advertisers just are going to be very reluctant to touch anyone on that website.
Yeah, and as far as like people on Twitch doing that shit, like if you send in a report and it gives you the section to add something to it and you tell them what's going on, you got to be a fucking idiot to not see it.
Yeah.
And realize what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I see people all the time streaming UFC fights and shit on there.
Yep.
Which we all know what happened with me over there. So like it kind of it's a little annoying, but I'm kind of over it. But it still picks a scab a little bit.
Refresh people on that if you want to.
My first account over there, I would do fight companions. I wouldn't stream the fights at all, not even the audio, but I would give people a link to where they could go and watch it. And had close to 1,000 viewers, and it's exclamation mark link. You get your link, you go watch it, and this and that. But I would give you like a little small paragraph of how to avoid the pop-up ads and things like that. And one guy clicked on a VPN pop-up, entered his card information, came back to chat and said he subbed to me. And told him, it's like, no, you didn't. It's like, I never got a notification or anything. So he's like, yeah, through the VPN ad. I'm like, dude, you need to call your bank right now because you fucked up. And then I think he or someone else reported me, and I immediately got banned. And banned, like perma banned.
Yeah.
Like, I should have just showed my butthole and been gone for 7 days. But
now, sorry, I have to quickly address. Bingerup says there in the chat, who cares what these people are showing on their stream? Seriously, who actually cares if someone is streaming the Super Bowl? Look, I understand where you're coming from, but it's not that simple, mate. There's a lot of money in stuff like music, in these pay-per-view events like UFCs and WWE matches and stuff like that, and they will sue the fuck out of not just the creator who's doing it. Like we saw recently, Ethan Klein got sued for streaming a content creator fight because there's money in it. So it's ultimately, I agree with what you're saying in principle, but when it's a commercial entity or enterprise where they've invested a lot of money and they're expecting to make money back, yeah, they do care. And your actions, like we saw with PewDiePie in the past, with Jake Paul, Logan Paul, some of the antics that they've had, your actions can have a massive flow-on effect down the line to other creators on the platform. So, if you genuinely don't give a fuck about anyone else, you're going to do whatever you want. And that to me is what it says that people like Aiden Ross are doing. They just don't give a fuck about anyone else. They're very selfish or stupid, and they'll just do whatever the fuck they want because they think they can. But the
they have
flow-on
to be
effect,
sensational to get the Zoomers to pay attention for longer than 3 minutes.
but the flow-on effect down the line is less monetization options for people. We all know, most of us should remember the Adpocalypse from PewDiePie's Fiverr video, and his one where he sat in front of the TV wearing a British military uniform, but everyone thought it was a Nazi uniform. But that's another. Everyone sees Nazis everywhere these days. But yeah, it's you've got to be careful and cognizant of those facts, and preferably not support people who are damaging the ecosystem that we all try to thrive and survive in, because it makes it tough. YouTube is probably one of the better ones at Facility, because they've pretty much, there is some issues with the way they enforce copyright and stuff like that. I'm not going into what we're talking about. I'm talking about it as a general perspective. But for the most part, YouTube's pretty good for, nah, man, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. The crawler is very advanced. Very advanced. I played the X-Files theme for like 2 seconds and got struck for it.
I can see what happened with the link thing as well. Back in the early day, before I did any real content with DayZ, I did a lot of content around Fallout, and there was a mod that made New Vegas multiplayer. And I did a how to play it in multiplayer. And one of the links that I provided linked you to the website for the original Fallout New Vegas multiplayer, which gave you all the files and the information and such. And what I didn't realize is that website had actually gone down. They'd stopped paying for it some time back by this point. The video had been up a couple of years. And I had no idea, but the actual hyperlink had been bought by a phishing website.
Wow.
So people were watching the video and clicking the link. And then obviously I got an email from YouTube saying, you've gone against our community guidelines. You've provided malicious software as a link to one of your videos. And thankfully they were really good about it. They gave me a warning and pulled the video down. And I learned my lesson about links, make sure you know exactly where they're going. And like yours had pop-ups, which some users, let's be fair, not everybody is as able as a lot of people are. Some users are going to click the link. Some users are accidentally going to put the card details in, and then it will boil back down to you because you gave them the link in the first place.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Like, I'm good with that. I fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey,
take it on.
Punish me, whatever.
Hang about. Are you actually accepting responsibility for something that you did that you may not have realized was wrong at the time, but just going, oh, I did actually make a mistake.
If I fuck up and I get called out on it, I totally accept it for sure.
Click the bad Nitro link.
What I didn't like about it though was the fact that it's Twitch isn't fair.
No,
they let who get away with showing what 7 days, come back. Dude, I gave out a fucking link. You call your bank, get that shit straightened out. You're over here showing your insides to probably children.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm
children.
saying?
That's the only reason.
Big fucking difference.
Yeah, I felt that's one of the reasons
they let them come back.
I left Twitch for the exact reason. I didn't feel like I was being treated anywhere near fairly compared to other people. And you felt like you're treading on eggshells when it's like that.
I handed back monetization on the platform for that reason. It was I genuinely wasn't happy with some of the stuff that they've done, and I wanted to be able to multi-stream. And you can't do that on Twitch. Even now, you can stream on Twitch one day and then stream on YouTube another day. But if you're an affiliate or a partner, you can't multi-stream. And I know not a lot of people are fans of multi-streaming. I am. I like it. I like being able to have it out there on different platforms. I was doing Facebook, but there was very rarely any activity there. So, and Facebook is commonly called boomer book. So I don't think it really works, despite the fact that the show is mostly boomers on it.
I don't think anyone would have Facebook anymore if it wasn't for the marketplace. I would definitely look at TikTok. TikTok is definitely like very streamer friendly.
So, I would have closed my Facebook down a long time ago if it wasn't for Marketplace.
Oh, me too, bro. And what's funny is every time I catch a ban, the main thing they ban me from is Marketplace. It's like they know that.
Yeah, it's like, we know what you use.
Also, I didn't know we could come on the stream in robes. I've been getting ready and getting pretty for this stream.
Man, I did robes fucking ages ago. Stud Muffin, thank you so much for those 5 gifted subs, buddy. Yes, I am calling you old Marks. No, you were one of the young guns. But yeah, everyone who just Darkwing, Idea Ryan, Rays, friendlies, Josie, you all have Stub Muffin to thank for the subs you just got to the channel. Make sure you spam some hearts and stuff in chat there, folks. We don't really have a heart emote. We just have I love DayZ. So spam whichever bloody emote you want. I still like the Yellow King ones. I thought they were very, very well done by Dr. Strangelove. But yeah. Facility, you played the new Sacriel Shroud server.
Yeah, love it. Love it, dude.
Now, I've been in chats with one of the guys behind the server, not one of the big guys. They wouldn't talk to a pleb like me. But I've been chatting to, I think I mistook his name with you. He's got a name very, very similar to yours. His is Fatality. Yeah, and I've been chatting with him, and he's a fucking good bloke. And the thing I liked about him was I was skeptical. I've been very openly skeptical, almost, you could say critical. And he didn't sit there and go, fuck you, that sort of thing. He goes, dude, I understand why you're critical and skeptical of it. I don't blame you. And I was like, okay, we've got a good one here. We've got someone who's reasonable and, can understand. And he gave me some really good info. But what's the experience been as a player from Q to... How's it been for you as a content creator? Because that's a big worry that some content creators have is, like, I don't know whether they're doing... I imagine some people have got prior queue, but I think for nearly everyone else, it's going to be, no, you just get to sit in the queue. What's it like?
Well, I think you got to be one of the boys to get the queue right now. They're not really giving it out. From what I've been told, they're not giving it out to, us out of the circle content creators just yet. Like Shroud and his boys have it. But I'm not waiting in a queue for any fucking server. Period.
That's
I don't.
Same, bro.
Fuck that shit, dude. If it's like over 10, like, I'm good. I'm gonna do something else. Now I may come back and catch it on a restart, and that's what I've been doing. But if you're a second late on that restart, you're gonna be stuck in a queue of like 75.
Yeah, or if it that's the reason they got to split that shit in two. Also, Dave's legit got a drug deal going on in the background. Does your customer know he's on live stream?
That's hilarious.
Thanks for your patronage, mate.
That's awesome. That's awesome. He's muted as well. He can't hear us. We've got to hit him up about that. I'm sorry. We've got to wait for him. He should be. Dave, did you just do a drug deal in the background there?
No, he needs a USB key format for Windows 10.
Yeah, a USB key. Right.
That's what's on the USB. Windows 10. That's what it is. Yeah.
I'm a really busy man.
We can tell, mate. Yeah. Well, what's the going rate, mate? How much for a baggie?
Just because I live in that area, man. I mean, come on. Bullying.
Oh my god, that is literally, I think, one of the great. So we need to clip this. This needs to go in as a short.
The guy standing there awkwardly, not knowing he's on webcam.
That's why he was stood so awkwardly. You could see the screen. He's like,
I'll get 3 grams of USB.
Apparently, Dope Fiends know Dave too.
Oh God, no!
Oh my dear Lord! What were we talking? Okay, let's get back to it. The Grey Man server.
I agree 100%. I think first of all, you can't stream when you have to sit in queues that are 30 plus. Because I used to have to queue up for 30 minutes before the stream. So queues that are 75 to 100 and aren't coming down. Like Exclusion said last weekend, you're going to get kicked out on restart before you even get close to, single digits.
Yep.
And that was my biggest gripe about it. But I mean, for average players, not average players, sorry, for non-content creator players or non-streamer players, I would still not sit through a queue that fucking deep, man. I think they need to split it in half. But apparently, the server's pretty good. It's kind of like day one, I guess.
I understand.
Go more into it.
I understand them saying, "Look, I want to keep this server fully populated. But when you have a queue that large, that is almost the size of your population, copying a server and open a second version
That's
of it is
exactly
not
what
a
I
difficult
said.
thing to do.
Yeah, just
It's not.
split it, man.
Just copy it to another machine and boot it.
I get that, but at the same time, I like the fact that they seem to be doing this quite professionally. Like I know that it shouldn't be a surprise. It's Shroud and Sacriel, and I'm going to guess that they're probably paying the guys behind the scene as well, which I think is fantastic. Because speaking to Fatality, he said he has just spent so much time watching for stream snipers in particular, and cheaters and stuff like that. And I think that's bloody awesome that they're doing that. But I like the fact that they're not just going all in and just spamming 5 different servers or something like that. They're gauging the responsibility. I'm quite impressed with the way that they've gone about it so far. What's the actual server like once you get in for facility?
It is kind of like what Dave said. It's kind of like day one. A little bit more hardcore though. Less. I feel like there's less food spawning.
They did address that though, didn't they? And said they're going to up the food spawns. I thought I saw that in the Discord.
I hope not. I mean, I like it the way it is. It forces you to go and hunt and fish and shit.
Yep.
Live off the land. That's what I was doing earlier today.
All those, I agree 1,000%. All you have to do is catch 2 mackerel and you're good for an hour and a half. But all those casual players, if they have to craft anything, they're going to piss and moan. And you got to think about the type of people that are going to want to jump on a Shroud Sacriel server,
Yeah, you are going to have a lot of people that just don't have that built-in thing where they go, it's been 10 minutes. I haven't found a tin of beans or a can of pop. Right, you know what? I'm going to look for something that I can kill. I'm going to look for a dead body. I'm going to chop it up, get a rope, get a stick, get a bone hook, go fish, sort my food out, and I'll see if I can find food later. A lot of players won't do that. You're right. A lot of players want to go and have shit.
What I've noticed with new players playing on officials is that the first thing they want is a gun. Like the first thing they look for is a gun and bullets. And I'm always telling them, bro, just get food, because that the guy you find that has a gun is going to be on yellow health because he hasn't looked for food. He found a mackerel with 2 shots in it.
Yeah, that's usually Dave with an IJ with 6 shots in yellow health.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like just grab a fishing pole or make a fishing pole and catch a couple fish, and then you can run around and do whatever you want.
So what custom mods have they got on their facility?
Oh shit, dude! Don't get me lying. I don't pay attention to mods. I just download and go.
More so, what sort of custom stuff? I've seen some custom guns and stuff like that. And
yeah, I'm not sure what mod it is. There are some different guns, some different some different pistols. I think I've seen maybe. I don't remember if it was that server or not. I think I saw a Tech 9.
I think that was one that I saw. Yeah.
I see obviously more vanilla guns than anything, which I like. I'd have been fine if they would have just kept vanilla guns.
Yeah.
I don't care too much for the modded stuff.
I kind of like some of the modded vanilla guns. I've got a few on the SK2 mod now, which are pretty cool, but they're like variations of vanilla guns. So they're not doing that, making the bigger caliber or making the caliber or making the insane amounts of power or stupid size or anything, but they kind of fit better. You've got like the Karak 98, which is a great old weapon that a lot of people remember from things like Call of Duty. I like that. It runs on 308, so it's a standard vanilla bullet type. I'm a fan of that. I'm not a fan of a lot of these modded weapons because you get too much of a gap between the vanilla and the modded, where the vanilla becomes completely useless and just gets abandoned everywhere, and nobody wants it. And, they're throwing away what was a really great rifle because they're too busy trying to find this silly modded R700 or...
Did you find any of the POIs that they've created for facility?
I think I found some of the, maybe 1 or 2 like custom little militaries or a random tent that they've thrown out somewhere. I know in Zelenogorsk in the camo building, they have one of the key card crates. And that seems to be like Camp Central right now. Everybody's camping that building. I think there was another one up on top of the castle over by Mashinko, but I haven't had a card to get in there. But yeah, I mean they've done a good job. I haven't found the dynamic trader yet, I was watching a guy play it yesterday though, and he found one. Those sound pretty interesting.
So I
Even though
think
I'm
that's
not
a
a fan
great
of
idea.
traders.
So basically, for those who don't know, that's traders that move location. So it's like a dynamic event. So you can never be sure where they're going to be. And I actually really like that concept.
Did you ever see DeOne's mod?
Yes.
Like 2 years ago, that was so good. The trader talked to you, and when he walked around almost like in Fallout.
And yeah, when you could basically create the gun and it would be floating on the table and you spun it around.
Yeah.
I've got a spotlight on it because it was just god tier. And I know some of the other trader mods have gone similar, but at the time it was like it blew my mind. And I'm not a huge fan of traders, especially those over the top servers with 10,000 times loot and starting money, and you could just basically buy the best gun and everything when you first get on the server. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I do believe that responsibly done, there is a space for traders, because I've tried to play a player trader and it's fucking hard. Between having to source everything yourself in game and then people raiding you and griefing you, and it can break your heart. And it has broken my heart in the past trying to run one. So I do understand why,
it is surprising what you can do with the traders as well. You can link the traders to one specific survivor or model name, and then combine that with the AI mod so that the trader now moves and walks around. Combine it with talking NPCs so it responds to you as well. So you can have them not just in one location and then, like an event popping up in another location. You can actually have them wandering across the map as well in the similar way that Fallout did. It's about the only one I haven't seen someone do yet is actually have it wandering, even though it's possible.
I'll send you a link to that one DeOne made. It was it had a custom overlay when you talked to the guy who was like, "Hello, what can I do for you?" It was really immersive.
I'll be interested to see that. That one slipped through my net, obviously.
And this was like 2 or 3 years ago, man.
Yeah,
it's so
many mods out there though.
That cat was so far ahead of his time. He was doing AI back then, AI with bomb vest on. Like they would run up and blow themselves.
Mate,
it was crazy.
The stuff that guy has worked on in the background and that's never seen the light of day would blow people's minds. Like, he's absolutely amazing.
And he was like 17 at the time.
Yeah, and he works at fucking Bunnings, which is like a Home Depot style store. It's a tragedy. The guy is fucking god tier. He's amazing, and he's got such a wicked sense of humor as well. I love him.
Yeah, he does.
Fucking love him to death, and he's an Aussie. So did you bump into anyone on their facility?
I ran into a couple people that I know. Ran into Kadiak and It's Wicked.
Yep.
Ran into him last night. Apparently he's one of Shroud's real life friends. Didn't know that until earlier. Mm-hmm. But we fucked around. We had a little RP adventure last night that was funny.
Yep.
So we went up to Zeleno and died to those guys camping. But it was a good time though.
No, it's good.
Seems like a lot of people went.
A lot of people, you said it was like day one, and I know that's one of the things I wondered. It was like, okay, so Shroud's actually had a lot of fun on day one. We all know that. So what are the, you kind of touched on it, but I want to go into it a bit more for those who don't understand it. What are the points of difference that you've seen between day one and what they're creating with this? You said it's more hardcore, and they seem to be doing custom POIs, which I don't think day one does, do they?
No, they don't. And they should. They should, especially with their Escher server. But with Shroud server, I say the biggest, the main thing that I've noticed are the zombies. Like you can't just go in there and fuck around with zombies anymore unless you've got guns and a lot of ammo. These zombies are harder to kill, especially the military ones. With brass knucks or whatever. Like they're taking multiple headshots to kill. And so if you try to run up into a military...
With what caliber weapon are we talking here?
Well, I mean, even, with an IJ, it might take more than one shot.
Yep.
But for example, an axe or a pickaxe, usually one heavy hit to the head, they're down. It's taken more than that now. So you got to be careful and kind of pick your battles with those Zeds.
That's kind of strange to me. Because a lot of people complain about the infected and say, they're a waste. I'm happy that they have embraced the infected and the role that they play in the game that a lot of people just don't understand.
Yeah, it's good. It's a pain in the ass sometimes too when it's you,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, I think it's a good move. It makes the zombies definitely more of a threat. You can't just run in with an axe and clear a horde either.
Yeah, that's definitely a more intelligent way of making them a threat. A lot just increase the number of them so that they try and basically get you swarmed by them, which kind of it's not that great. I always thought zombies should be more of a threat than they are. I mean, at the end of the day, I know they don't like to call them zombies; they like to call them infected. But it's the same thing, you know. The whole zombie meta, right the way through history, is hit it in the head. You know, you can't run up and just beat it up because it'll just keep coming. It makes perfect sense, you know. You go and hit it in the head with an axe and don't completely destroy the brain; it's going to keep coming. Yeah, that makes sense, you know. Got to suck the first time you realise that, I suppose. You know, when you go running in with your axe and heavy hit and go, oh no.
I'm really anxious to see what they do with the AI this year. I know they said AI like as a blanket term, but I'm hoping that they're talking about infected for the most part because it still runs like 2000, 2016, 2015 DayZ. It's so bad. It's like the last thing that they've touched on, but I know they're looking at it. And even the AI animals, I remember when you would shoot an animal with a rifle, it would eventually bleed out and die. And now it just runs away, and you have to wait for it to call out again. You know.
Did you see the actual the video on the zombie AI someone discovered where you can basically trick the zombie? So it's attacking someone, and you can get in the way of the attack, and the zombie will just dial back down to stood there, and you get out the way and it goes to attack the original person again. And you can literally just keep standing in the way and sort of outplay it over and over again until the person can step back and just, you step out, he whacks it. Yeah, the AI is really, really a bit pathetic when you compare it to a lot of other modern games. They're so stupid, the AI, the zombies, and they're so easy to fool. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the breaking down doors in vanilla because I've been experiencing it on the modded servers, and I just round them up and lock them in a garage. I don't fight them; it's not worth it, with the net code and the desync. But once they start beating down doors, and you're gonna have to lock, I was having to layer doors in between me and the zombies as like interference, so I'd have time to get the fuck out of their aggro range.
That's how it is on this server too. They have the animation where they kick the doors open.
Yeah, I like that. A lot. Yeah.
Also, too, like if I would get some aggroed on me at a military, I would just hop up on like the big concrete blocks because normally they can't hit me up there. These can. They can they can start swinging upward and hit you.
Yeah.
And another thing that makes them so tough on this server is like you get cut very easily.
Yeah. That's how it has been on since the 1.20 update too. It seems like every other hit I'm bleeding. So once you get swamped. I'm at the point now where if I get swamped or pinned by zombies, I just let them knock me out because if I stand there fighting, I'm gonna exsanguinate, so it's not worth it.
I love that they're doing that because like I touched on it before. A lot of people talk about the infected are annoying and they're not a real threat, and I'll agree on some servers they're not really a threat, but it's not so much. I don't think, unless you're going for a PvE server, I don't think that they should be a massive, massive threat, as they have been at sometimes in the past in DayZ. But they definitely need to play an impact. And I know it frustrates some people when, they fire a shot and there's, bugs with the AI aside where, the person who fires a shot, all the infected aggro on you, the person who got shot at, and you're like, what the fuck? Why are you doing that? Pardon me.
Yeah, I need to fix that shit.
That happens to me every day.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
But it's the other factors with them. Like, when you see, I had an incident the other day where I was on the DDU server and I was at one of the military bases on Deer Isle. It's near the spawn area, the one that's by the dock on one of the areas down from Camp Bear or something, I don't know, Camp Eagle. And I was in a barracks and there was an infected outside, and then I was looking at it and then I saw it aggro and I was like, no, it didn't see me. And then it started attacking the guy who was sitting outside the barracks waiting for me to come out. And so it gave him away. And I thought, that's one of the things that I love about the infected in DayZ, that if you look for things like that, we all see it. But what's that infected running over there for? It's great they added the new ones, which just randomly run, because it always keeps you on your toes, scares the shit out of you. But they do bring something to the game facility that a lot of people just don't appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of boring to me if you took all the Zeds out.
Yeah.
I like that there's a lot. I like that they're stronger. I mean, they have some on the server too that are 7 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just it puts you, even if you, let's say you're getting ready to go loot a military, but you're trying to figure out how you want to approach it, like you're still in danger because there may be other players creeping up on you while you're sitting there fucking around.
Yeah, I always try to use the infected as like a early warning system. I think they should. So I was fucking around on offline mode a couple of days ago and didn't even realize that you can still shoot them in the leg and they'll crawl. I think they should make that to where it's like below, like around the waist or something, and they'll crawl, or just make crawling zombies spawn. Because I would get the shit scared out of me in that tall grass in Livonia and some parts of Chinaris. If you're like, I can hear it, but where is it? And then next thing you know, it's an ankle biter. That would trip.
Those are the hardest ones to kill, though, man.
Yeah, man, it sucks. But I never shoot zombies in the IRL game, so that's why I didn't even realize. I forgot all about crawling zombies because I usually just melee them. I get like everybody else, you get the pattern down, block, let them swing twice, heavy hit, lock them up, whatever. But yeah, that was kind of cool when I saw that. I was, oh yeah, they crawl when you shoot them in the knees.
Yeah, there's actually a mod out there that spawns them as crawling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To add the ghillie as well. So
Yeah,
you
what
have
if they
spawn in
had-
the grass ghillied up. It's brilliant.
Yeah, what if they had one with like a broken leg that was crawling around? That would trip me out. And then you would have to. It would be harder to evade too because they take up so much fucking space.
But it was interesting, like in the past facility, I remember there was like a spider or a monkey infected animation there for a while as well, where it came at you and you still sort of see it when they jump over a fence, they'll be down crouching. But there was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm certain there was one which that was its thing. It was like, kind of crouched down and came at you in a weird sort of manner. And it's also funny you mentioned it'd be boring if they removed them all from the game. I do remember that patch where I think it was a couple of patches where there was one zombie and it was all the way up at Novo. And it used to be, you could have fun with him, dragging him across the map, getting him to constantly keep an aggro on you and move him to the Northwest Airfield or something like that. But that was when they were having massive bug issues with the infected. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing that they're doing that. And again, I was skeptical, but so far they've proven me wrong, mate. It sounds like it's a pretty damn good server, Q aside.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I like it a lot. There are a couple of things that I don't care for.
Like
it's not
what?
a deal breaker for me. That's the Tarkov sounds.
Oh,
If like dropping something and it sounds like you're
Dink every time you drop something out of your inventory. Dink.
There's that.
that's a
You
mod.
don't see
I've
how
seen
much
that
ammo
on
you
other
have.
servers. Yeah, I don't like that where even moving stuff around in your inventory, it makes these weird sounds. And I was like, oh, that's some of the sounds in DayZ are pretty funky, but yeah, that was ooh.
Get the idea they were going for. You're dropping something out of your inventory, should make a noise to alert people around you, but it's always the same noise as well. Doesn't matter what you're dropping out, you get this dink noise, dink, dink. You're dropping rags out your inventory and getting this loud metallic dink thing. It breaks the immersion for me a little bit. It gets a little bit. Nah, I don't like that. I don't see why that's needed.
What else?
It might even be the same mod. I'm not sure, but it's the one where it doesn't show you the number of bullets you have left. It's got the little bar.
Oh,
That's not a
like
deal
that.
breaker for me.
I
don't mind that
like
one.
That.
But when you say pull out a pair of brass knuckles and it sounds like you dropped a fucking anvil or some shit, like
yeah,
what I mean?
That's the mod I know of. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
I don't care for that at all. I think that one should go. Keep the one that doesn't show the amount of bullets you got, but get rid of the other one.
Yeah.
The one with the not amount of bullets is an irritation for some people who don't often clock how many bullets a gun takes or doesn't know. But it's something you can get over after a little bit of playing. sort of get over it. But yeah, the sound mod, big no-no, big no-no. It's absolutely freaking annoying as hell.
Like I even lean to
that
the
one's gotta
mag.
go.
The mag shouldn't show you, but that's I'm into that cock and ball torture, DayZ. But you've sorry, mate, I almost made you spit all over your keyboard. But
Cock and ball torture.
Yeah, you should have to remember how many shots you've got in your magazine, unless it's the actual. One of the funny things is the org magazine, the specific org magazine, is actually semi-clear. So you can, by just inspecting the magazine visually, look at it and have an idea of how much that's IRL. In game, it's not. But maybe they've changed the model. But back when I was using it, it was a see-through magazine, so you could see the mag capacity of it. But most magazines, other than by the weight of it, you've got to remember, or the first you'll know that you're out of ammo is click. And that's why at the end of every contact, we used to always load a fresh mag. And then you'd take it in turns to go through and reload your mags and make sure they were all up there, because it's up to you to worry about it. But Mark's saying in chat, I like the no ammo feature, keeps you worried in a gunfight, and that's why I like it. It adds that extra bit of big brain element to it. That one of the things I love about DayZ is, unlike we talked about Scum last week, but unlike Scum, it purely comes down to your ability in either PvP or the mechanics of the game, and keeping track of things like mag capacities and you don't want to be reloading every single time you fire 3 or 4 rounds, but I'm kind of bad for that. I'm always reloading. Fire a couple of shots out of my amphibia, reload. Fire a couple of shots, reload. Make sure I've always got a fresh mag in. But yeah, no, I like that. Was there anything else that you have an issue with?
Not having prio.
Fatality, if you're watching, hook my boy Facility up with a prio, please. He's a good lad. He's a good boy. He's a genuine good lad.
No, other than that, it's been great. I mean, the biggest thing that I like about it is that there's no bases. Like, I like Chernarus, and I'm not 100% against bases. Okay, the reason I like this server, the 100-player pop, no bases. Any other server that I play on that has bases, whether it's modded or vanilla, whatnot, you got all these fucking clans that get together and they just set in their bases, and you're running 8 hours on Chernarus from fucking Baron Zeno all the way through, Staroy, Starry, VMC, Airfield, all the way to Tizzy. You don't fucking see anybody. Sometimes I don't even hear a shot. But with no bases, it's forcing people to constantly be on the go. And that's the main thing that I like about it.
Did you find any of the tents with the locks on them?
No, I haven't found one of those yet.
So that's a mod they've got on there. They're basically indestructible tents, but you can put a padlock on them, or a combo lock, or a code lock, or whatever. And I think the raid tool is a hacksaw, which you use to saw off the locks. So that's their way around it. So, and I don't mind it. I personally don't think you should be able to lock them like that. It's a tent. You should be able to knife your way into it. I look back to the early days of DayZ where, when the storage items were introduced, and it was up to you to just make sure you picked a fucking good hiding spot. That said, on a 100 pop, which is pretty much, from what I understand, it's full pop the entire 24 hours at the moment. Maybe that'll die down, but goddamn, it would be fucking hard to hide a military tent or a car tent or even a pup tent, the medium tent. But you've got buried stashes as well. Yeah, I know there's people who are shitbags and use fucking ESP and that to find them, but there are other options there. I'm not 100% sold on the indestructible tents, but as a gameplay mechanic, I can understand and appreciate it. What do you think about that, Facility?
I'm good with the tents. Get you a tent, throw a fucking lock on it, be okay. But yeah, I mean, even this man knifed through a tent in part 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm good with that. I have seen some buried stashes, and I don't know if it's something that the guys in the server have done or if someone else just did it just to be weird. But I'm finding buried stashes in military zones. It's like out in the open, right in the middle. Now, I haven't had a shovel or anything to dig it up, but there are some there.
Yeah, I can see what Facility was saying with the problem with bases. Back when I first started, I played on a large pop PvP server in a clan of about 18 people. Usually had about 14 to 15 people online. And at any one given time, more than 50% of the people would be at base. We wouldn't be out wandering about. We'd be at base. We'd be shuffling weapons. We'd be preparing things for sale. We wouldn't be out wandering about. And if, you think that 50% of our clan was at base, at least 50% of most clans were probably at base. And you're a 100 pop server, you've got 50% of the people not running around. So, yeah, you come in as a new guy and you've now got 50 people running around on Cherno. The majority of them are running around with a set of friends. So there's now groups of no more than 4 to 5 people in that entire map. So It feels empty. It feels like there's no one there.
That comes down a lot to like something I'm seeing, and I one day think people are going to revolt if I keep on talking about DayZ Down Under, but it's never going to happen. I love the fucking server. It is just amazing, and they're actually doing some really cool shit on that server to get people out and about. And this is something that a lot of other base servers should look at as well, because it enables the people like yourself, Facility, who might not be into building a base yourself, but still enjoy playing on those servers and maybe raiding them. Archie is renowned for loving to raid bases and stuff like that. But on DayZ Down Under, they've got the airdrop mod that we showcased the other week, which is something that if you have a radio turned on, you get the messages coming through over the radio telling you that there's an airdrop, and the stuff at the airdrops is quite good. Then they've also got on Saturday night. So last night they actually, and it's something that every Saturday night the server does. So it's become like an event that everyone looks forward to, and it's the party bus. They've created their own bus mod, and there's clips on Fubar Bundy's YouTube channel. And other people have done it as well. But Fubar Bundy and Alan actually came across the bus the other night, last Saturday, not Saturday just gone, but the one before. And they were like, what the fuck's that music? That's a bus. What the hell? What's the bus doing? And they didn't know about the party bus event. And it's basically one of the factions on the server gets the buses. They had 3 of them, I believe, at one stage, and they were keeping them. And they were doing it purely for the group. I think they're called the Peach Eaters is the name of the faction for those that want to know. But every Saturday night they would get the bus out. The admins would give them some food to put in the bus, which is just so that people could have fun, and they would drive around the map with music blaring and flares and all sorts of fireworks and shit like that, just to create a crazy fucking event that people could interact with however they wanted. The bus got ambushed. They would go and they would pick up freshies. They'd have a radio and people say, can you pick me up from here? And they didn't know if they were going to be driving to an ambush or whatever, but it was creating an organic event that when you go on that map, like there is bases literally everywhere. And some of them are monster bases, really, really big monstrosities, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I can live with. But events like that are getting people out and about. And that's what other servers need to do. But I understand that it does take a bit of time to create that sort of culture. DayZ Down Under's been around for a number of years now. And the culture is still constantly evolving. But seeing people doing stuff like that, organic events, they did a Friday night, I think they were doing a headhunt event where if you caught someone, you skinned them, got their skull, and there were in-game prizes, I think, I'm not sure, or just stuff like that to get people out and about. Organic, you could choose to be involved or not, so that it's not what you said, everyone's sitting in their base just counting all their loot, which is kind of shitty for everyone.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the bus. Bring that shit back. I remember on We Devil's Blue Waffle Attack Force servers, me, Ray, and Jimbo got a bus, and we were doing donuts at Belota, just shooting everybody.
Yep.
There's you can create a lot of good moments with those buses, man. I'm a big fan of those.
They're brilliant. And the trucks as well, Archie. The old trucks back in the day, the troop carrier one.
Yeah, the old flatbed. I like that one.
But
my thing about bases is if people are going to sit in their bases, I just shoot them with a Kim grenade and then I'll squad wipe the whole, then they're all back out of their base. I don't know. I understand where you're coming from though with the no bases thing, but it's starting to be a precedent in the community, and that's what annoys me because when a third of the population plays just to base raid and they play with factions, they're the precedence is that they play like pussies almost, which power gaming is kind of lame. Don't get me wrong. That's when you have like 5, 6, 7, 8 guys and you're just running around scooping up all the loot. But that's why the CLE, replenishes and stuff like that. But if you're a content creator and you're looking for content, you're looking for interaction, I'd say the no base servers are probably better. But
Definitely. As a content creator, it's the way to go.
Then again, I'll get on the stream. We'll jump on 100 pop server day 1 or 0, and we won't see anybody or hear any shots either, and there's no bases. And I don't know. I think that a lot of that comes back to just, spoofed counts, but that happens to me I'll get on an official server that has, 70 out of 70 and see no one. I'll have to sit in one spot and just, scan back and forth before I can see somebody because it's just DayZ's map is enormous, especially Chernarus. So
I don't mean to go off topic, but is Dave setting up a glory hole now?
I just typed in chat. We need to get our boy Dave a fold up green screen so he
I
can
was
put it
thinking
up.
the same thing,
Yeah.
bro. I
Yeah.
was like, "Wow, this man's obviously selling drugs. USB my ass." But yeah. Also, before I forget, I have an autographed Leatherface little like printout carnival style poster. If you got a PO box facility, I'll send it to you, man, because it's literally doing nothing in my house but it's gathering dust. And
Word.
I think it'd look good in your spot there.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, appreciate it.
One of my buddies, a tattoo artist, I apprenticed under him. He's huge into the horror stuff like you are. His whole house is done up in the horror punk stuff. So he gave it to me when he moved away.
There's something kind of scary on a fucking next level about a guy who's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor who's obsessed with horror shit. Just saying,
especially gorer, not just horror, but the gorer stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't sneak off to fuck in the woods around facility. He'll probably kill you.
So, Dave wanted to know. Facility wanted to know, Dave, are you setting up a glory hole in the background there now, mate?
No, my wife's got a really big screen behind me, and I just noticed that the TV she's watching is making the camera flash quite violently.
We were just saying, mate, we'll have to work out how to get you one of those fold-up green screens or something, mate, to make it easier. But also, Stubmuffin saying in Discord you can actually use an overlay. It's got the that actually might be a. Do you have Nitro on Discord? We'll get Archie to send you a link, mate. But
a link. Oh yeah, I'm gonna click that.
we'll work something out there so you can actually use like what I've got. Hey, I'm doing mine through the Elgato face cam, but you can do it to.
There you go. That's my mom, dude.
Wieners.
Do you want to know an interesting story? I actually know that person.
No
What?
shit.
Yeah, they're from a town called Grimsby, where I used to live. I actually know who that is.
Of course she's British, dude. Of course she's a chav, dude. Of course. What do they call hot dogs over there? Skin them winky dinks or something?
No, we call them hot dogs.
Oh, okay. Get the floppy skin of a wink. Put it on a piece of bread.
Oh my god, this has been one of the best episodes fucking ever. Oh, the humor.
no.
The humor.
What did I get myself into?
Oh, this is awesome. Absolutely awesome. What else you got going on, facility?
Yeah.
Same shit, man. Like, I stay so busy with either if I'm not streaming, I'm at the gym. I'm either doing
How is
my
the
own
gym
training.
going, by the way? So, for those who don't know, Facility runs a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym. So, tell us a bit about that side of things, mate.
Yeah, bow to your sensei.
No, I don't do that shit. It's an MMA gym. I manage the whole thing, but I do teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, help out some of our MMA guys.
You got
Gym's
Cam Card
blown
run
up,
into
though.
it, didn't you?
Yeah. He had a wrestling background already, but then he was going through some things, and we talked. And a guy that I know has a gym like 5 minutes from his house, so he went down there and trained for a little bit. I don't think he's still doing it, but it definitely helped him out a little bit.
You ever got ringworm?
No, I know some guys that have, but I have not.
You have cauliflower ears? I've never seen your ears.
I got a little bit. I got a little bit over here on this one.
Yeah, he's sexy, ain't he? I'm not even gay. Maybe a little.
Maybe a
As long
little.
as we don't make eye contact, Archie.
That's right. And you can't. The sacks can't touch, like eggs and bread.
Have you given any more
But,
thought to doing any of that sort of content online?
I don't know. I mean, people ask me all the time if I would do jiu-jitsu stuff on YouTube and make instructionals and things like that. But I mean, you can go to YouTube and watch Gordon Ryan do stuff like that. Who's like the best no-gi grappler of all time. You know, so it's like, who the fuck am I at that point? You got Gordon Ryan over here doing shit.
Yeah, but at one point he had no platform either, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. And I have to say, as someone who does how-to instructional YouTube videos, in the market that I'm in now, I was in that position a year ago. I sat there and thought, who the hell is ever going to listen to Dave when you've got this plethora of people that have been doing it for years, that know what they're doing, that, you know, have all these different videos. And at the end of the day, a breath of fresh air is a breath of fresh air.
The other thing as well I want to throw at you, and this is something that you know quite well, because I message you and Vigilante Gamer every now and then with stuff, you know, just for, you know, we have our little tiny group chat that we rarely ever post in, but if we see something interesting, we do. And you know about his other channel, his keto channel. It doesn't get a lot of views. But in your opinion, do you think he adds stuff that no one else is really adding out there?
Oh, I like what he does. And yeah, he breaks things down.
The reason why I bring that up is not to plug him, even though I do love plugging him, but for yourself.
Pause.
Do you think that you could create content that adds something that no one else is really addressing, or it's not being addressed enough? And that's what you should consider when thinking about it. You know, if it's something that you're passionate about, look at him with that channel. He gets fuck all views on it, which is a crying shame. I do think it's the algorithm hurting him because of the nature of the content of what he's showcasing, which is, you know, violence, but he's not glorifying it, as you are well aware. He's basically explaining the science, the psychology behind these terrible things that happen. But he just enjoys doing it, even so much to the point that he said, you know, I'm going to be stepping back from my gameplay stuff to focus on the stuff that I feel is more important to me. And that's to be applauded. And that's why I would say to you, if you think you could bring something that, yeah, we'll plug you here, mate. To try and get as many eyes on what you're doing. If you think you can add something, and it's something that you're truly passionate about, which I know you are, don't not do it, mate. If it's something you think you might enjoy, because that sort of stuff is great.
Yeah, but to play devil's advocate, I do understand as a content creator trying to stay fixated and focused on one thing, you know, goal oriented.
Yeah.
But again, though, it is nice having something to fall back on.
But if he's doing so much time at the gym as well, it might be something that he can easily do with minimal extra time. You know, you've said yourself, you've even considered doing some streams from the gym and that. It might be you set up a second channel. You'd watch anything of men rolling around fucking each other, Archie, but yeah.
Yeah, I used to stream all of my classes. That you want to get naked and wrestle.
Let's wrestle.
Insert the third hook.
I always forget he's from Texas because he doesn't. Your accent is so like subtle.
He doesn't have that stereotypical Southern American accent. you know, you don't have that y'all thing going on all the time, where it's the words bend a bit.
I mean, goddamn.
Not like that, yeah, exactly.
Darkwing saying in chat, the fight streams are pretty cool.
Yeah, when I was on Twitch, I have streamed some classes that I'm teaching, streamed some open mats, which is where we're just getting rounds in. Sometimes we have kickboxing smokers too, and we got a cage set up at the gym, and we'll invite other gyms to come down, and it's just 3-minute rounds of balls to the wall kickboxing. And I'll stream those here on YouTube. But if you don't catch it live, I usually make it private because we got guys in fight camp. And opposing gyms don't need any homework. So
yeah,
true. How do you feel about kickboxing?
Like it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Everybody thinks that just because I like grappling that I don't like striking. I love striking. I love all forms of fighting if it's legit. That no touch
And it
Shit
really,
like that. Fuck out of here.
I've talked about this, and I know we're getting a bit off topic from DayZ here, but I'm no fucking black belt, far from it. You know, my knowledge of martial arts comes from being a military and armed combat instructor, and you didn't have to be a fucking god tier Eddie Bravo or someone like that to make it to that level. You just need to have a good understanding and be able to instruct in the core elements of it. But you said that you're focused on MMA, and the evolution of MMA was fascinating to watch, because initially it was full of people who were strikers, and the grapplers were absolutely destroying them because most of them had no idea how to counter. Then the strikers started realizing we need to learn how to counter this shit, and then striking started rising, and now it's kind of almost peak in that there's some strikers who can really dominate, but if they don't know how to counter the grapplers, they're going to get destroyed. And the grapplers, if they don't know how to strike or counter strikes, are going to get destroyed. So it's become a really good chess game in a lot of the fights you watch, when it's not just a one hit knockout at the beginning of the game or something. It's who's going to make the first mistake. They're both well aware of each other's strength. It's fascinating to watch from the the science perspective of a facility.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the casuals and this and that, the people that don't watch fighting or whatever, they think that striking is where it's at. All I got to do is hit you once and knock you out.
That's somebody that's never been in a fight, bro.
Yeah.
What if your one strike connects but doesn't knock me out? What if I duck it? The best base that you can have for fighting is wrestling.
Yeah.
If you're a wrestler, you dictate. If you want the fight on the ground, you take them down. If they try to take you down, your base is so good, you keep the fight standing. A lot of people don't know that Chuck Liddell was a wrestler. And in his early fights, that's what he was doing. And the UFC told him, the UFC told Chuck, and in your next fight, if you take them down, we're going to fire you. We want you to stand up. It's more exciting. And that was when he discovered he could start knocking people out. And that's what he was doing.
He's a mean bastard, bro. Plus he has like no neck and keeps his chin down. That dude's one of the greatest. I was in Chicago, before we get off the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu topic. When I was in Chicago, stationed up there, I went to this gym that a lot of my buddies went to that were all doing Jiu-Jitsu. And I used to talk mad shit because I was a brawler. Like, I grew up, fighting every day after school and shit. But I learned if you can get a motherfucker in a chokehold, you won, right? So I'm all cocky. I'm like 23 years old. I go in there and they're telling me this guy's a master jiu-jitsu instructor. And I was like, whatever, I'm going to get in here and fight him. This dude beat my ass in like 35 seconds. Okay. And I'm 5'7". This guy was like 5'5", and he was a red belt, which I guess is like the grand master level of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I didn't know there was anything above black belt. And he could have been bullshitting me, but maybe Facility can clarify that. But he literally, as soon as the fight started, he threw his hand up in my face, and I went to block it, and then he hit me right below my ear and just sat my ass down. And then when I came back to after a couple seconds, he had me in a full Nelson, wrapped legs around the waist and in a fucking chokehold. And I almost passed out before I could tap because I was just so disoriented. And I came from just all these street fights with people who had no idea what they were doing. And this guy humbled my little ass in like 30 seconds. So that shit is lethal, man, if you know what you're doing.
I want to bring it back to DayZ.
He was in his 50s at least. He was an old guy. That's why I thought I had him, I'm thinking this guy's old geriatric, and he just fucking schooled my ass, man.
He won the red belt.
Benji Rupp says here, which DayZ would implement a kicking function, would love to kick another player. And they do say, you can kick from the ground. But I would love that as well. The melee in DayZ is very basic. You could argue that it maybe doesn't need it, but when you consider, especially for the servers, like even the takedowns, I would love there to be an option of being able to do something to someone when you can stalk up on them, because there's not really a lot you can do to a player unless you get a rope out and tie them up. What can you see that DayZ could possibly do that would be easy, sort of, from your knowledge, Facility?
Knockdowns.
Without it being too OP. Without it being too OP. That's what scares me, Facility.
If I could just chime in there, we've discussed before about a kicking mod that would neglect the stun lock. So when you get back into a corner and you get that stun lock thing when you can't really do anything anymore, you can't really counter it, you're just getting hit continuously. If you could then kick to break the stun lock
like our front
and knock them back.
I know one of the technical limitations facility you need to be aware of as well, and you can correct me here, Dave, is there is a limitation to how many custom player animations you can have on any server. I think is it just one?
No. There's many more you can have, but
No, but you can, how many you can have at one time?
Yeah,
running.
one at one position, one neglecting time. Yeah, you can.
So what we really want to talk more is either what would be the best thing in your opinion for a single thing to add, and also from the DayZ perspective of what could they add that would be realistic facility.
I mean, one, it wouldn't happen very often because it can be hard to sneak up behind somebody, but a rear naked choke.
Oh, yeah.
With the option to either put them to sleep or to kill them.
And then
maybe you hold the button down.
To break out like handcuffs.
Maybe. But, maybe let's say you walk up to them and you sneak up behind them and hold F or something, or your left mouse button, you apply the choke, and once they go to sleep, either you let go if you don't want to kill them, or you just continue to hold it and then they die.
What about a counter for that though? Like, how would you do that?
Probably.
Here's how I feel about it. If you can sneak up on somebody and I put that on them, they deserve to die anyway.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, if you
Fair
can
enough.
get that close behind them and them not notice you're there, they kind of deserve it at that point.
Yeah. Fucking
So
pay
nice
attention.
having another Southern boy on the podcast. I swear to God, we're just like inherently violent. Let you go.
I actually
You
think
have
that's
a
pretty
family,
good.
you
Yeah,
should
because
have thought about
that would be kind of cool. Like we've already got the animations for sneaking up on infected and something like that. So it wouldn't be too difficult, I assume. I know that's always a scary thing to say when you're talking about game dev, but that would be kind of cool. Maybe have some limitations. If someone's maybe wearing the Gorka helmet with the mask down, it would be a lot more difficult to implement possibly. But that would be that's quite interesting. That is quite interesting. What about fighting with the idea of a kick?
I'm not against it. I'm good with that. If that's how if you want to use a kick to break out of the stun lock, like Dave was saying, I think that would be good. But would you, if somebody's just rushing at you, would you constantly use the kick to where you couldn't even get close to them to use a punch? Would a kick take more stamina?
Yeah, it'd probably be stamina regulated, and also you could use it on infected.
Yeah.
So
yeah, give them like a good teep kick or something to the chest.
Yeah, those quick running military zombies, when you've got 3 or 4 of them running, you can just boot the first one and knock him back as far as the other.
Or knock him down, you know what I mean? And then
or just knock him to the ground, yeah.
Yeah, but if they ever introduce physics again, God willing, they could do a lot with that. Even like every time I'm around Zesty Polvo or Whitest Mayo, they always bring up dragging bodies or carrying bodies.
Yes.
Like, why can't we do that? And that's a good point, man. I mean, it would look wonky as hell with the lack of physics, but that'd be
I actually
a dream come true.
I hear that a lot with physics and a lot with the dragging or picking up bodies. That it's something that's actually quite wanted, is the ability to move somebody's body when you kill them, because 90% of people in the larger servers come back to their body, and moving their body away is a great meta.
The one thing that it needs to be managed carefully, because from personal experience, I can tell you, and especially if you've just been in a fight to the death with someone, not that I've been in a fight to the death like that per se, but facility's done a lot of martial arts as well. But I'm talking about it from a military perspective, where you've got a pack on, you've got a rifle, you've got webbing, you've got chest armor, all the rest of it. And when you are finished in a fight, to then be able to go and pick up a body, depending on the weight of that person as well. Like if you're talking picking up a loot haul like myself, who's got a full pack with 0 stamina and being able to just move me, you ain't going to be able to fucking budge my body. I've had to fireman's carry. Archie, you've been in the military. Fireman's carry is fucking exhausting. On a small guy, not so much. On a 60, 70, 80 kilo, whatever that is in pounds, I'm guessing maybe 200 pound, 180 pound or whatever. That's not so hard. But after you've been in a massive firefight, you're not going to be moving them far, and it can be very difficult to get someone off the ground into a fireman's carry position as well, especially if they're a limp body. Limp bodies, yeah, we used to have to do it, and you'd always try and be nice and help. The guy who was having to pick you up by, maybe launching yourself off the ground a bit, because you've got to literally crouch down and then get them onto your shoulders and pick them up. There's very few people strong enough to, do like Andre the Giant and just pick you up over the top and walk fucking, a kilometer with you like that. Not that he could probably walk a kilometer. He was a big guy and he got exhausted pretty quick. But yeah, that's.
I think
I like that idea of being able to move bodies, but it needs to be done carefully.
I think so I forget when I was in the trainers, but there was like a 2-point drag or something where you reach up under their armpits and you put your hands together on their chest and you drag them from behind. It negates all of that weight because you use the leverage and you can drag them away. If you're talking about like realistic physics, that's the one which I was a submariner. It was all about tight spaces and it sounded gay, but yeah, that was the easier way to like negate the the offset of the weight imbalance or whatever. As far as like the fireman carry, we always did a 2-man carry. The only time you ever did a fireman carry is if they were unconscious or sorry, is if they were like missing a leg or something. Otherwise, you 2-man carried or you dragged, or you did the corpsman hook, which is where they throw that braided paracord to them and they wrap it around their waist and you drag them off with that. That way the snipers can't use them as bait.
Like I'm just typing in chat there. Yeah, you could drag someone along the ground. But when you're talking about blood, if you've got blood on your hands, even just sweat, if they're sweaty, you're sweaty, it becomes very difficult. Yeah, you could grab their clothing, but clothing can rip, and there's definitely capacity for a mechanic, and we don't want to overcomplicate it, but it needs to be careful because ultimately, like Benji Rupp said, if you're trying to survive, you're going to be quite reluctant to. Most people just want to get in there, grab loot, and get the fuck out of there.
I like what chat said. Mr. White, put him in your 90 slot. Just stick a body in your Alice bag.
Along with one of Hunter Z's cats or whatever. And yeah. No, I love it. Anything else?
I don't think we need to drag bodies.
No.
I don't think we need that in game.
It'd be nice.
You don't need to hide a body.
But
cut it up if you want to and take what you want and get the fuck out.
You can bury it as well, can't you, if you've got a shovel?
Yeah, if you're
not many people do it.
Hoe, pickaxe.
Yeah.
I bury them just because I don't want them coming back to their body and getting their shit.
See, I go the opposite. I drag pretty much as much loot off the body as I can, so it leaves something to tell a story for someone. It's like, oh shit, what happened here? It's kind of cool when you come across a dead body or a cut up body or something like that, and yeah.
Well, that brings me to a point I keep meaning to mention on the podcast because I know the devs are listening. Human meat and bones and shit stay on the fucking ground for way too long.
Yeah.
I chopped a guy up a couple days ago in the morning, and then when I streamed that night, the bones and shit were still there. That shit lasts way too long.
Was that on official or a? Oh no, your.
It was official.
Yeah,
it was official.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've gone on official and reclaimed parts and bodies that have clearly been there for a very long time and turned them into fishing rods and such.
Yeah, it's good for fishing hooks and knives, but dude, holy shit.
Anything else you've got going on that we need to know about Facility?
Not really. Not really. I do the same shit every day. It's streaming or I'm at the gym.
Yep.
I have one day off. Well, actually, I still got to teach on Sundays too. Like I was going to say Sunday's my one day off to do whatever, but I do private lessons on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And then I try to do housework on that day. So I constantly stay busy.
I will say, compared to last time when you were on, you seem in much higher spirits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember when you came on, we were talking about you. I was trying to convince you to go to YouTube, and you were kind of in a rough spot, and it was really inspirational. And then I'm very, very content and happy and proud to see you doing so well, and being committing to it. Not saying fuck this and giving up. Because your commitment has definitely paid off, man. Every time I see you streaming, you're doing good numbers.
Yeah, what sort of averages are you getting now, mate?
Kind of depends, to be honest. I'd say I'm probably around around 25 to 35 now. Kind of depends too if Beans or Billy or someone like that's on as well.
Which for YouTube and the small, because we're all sharing the same viewers, unless I've offended them and they don't come back. That's really good for a guy who's been it's been a year of roundabouts that you've been on YouTube, maybe.
Not even
a year, and he's already doing those kind of numbers on YouTube, organic numbers. That's really, really good. I mean, I know people that have been streaming on YouTube for 2 years and they don't even get, they don't break single digits, and
it's growing, it's growing.
It is growing.
Yeah,
it is growing. And then, I get your shorts in my feed all the time. I get, videos popping up. So it's so awesome to see a friend, doing so well, and I appreciate your commitment because I know we all enjoy your content, man, and we're glad to have you.
Now,
appreciate y'all.
We need to address the elephant in the room. Let me bring it up.
You guys can see my wife.
Oh, you are a brave man.
I put the screen up.
You are a brave man. She obviously doesn't watch the show.
Actually, she does.
Oh, yeah.
If he's not here next week, you know for a fact she does.
Yeah. Let me bring it up. Make sure you watch the screen, guys. I got a few things to say about this. One, I fucking so love Scotty or whoever was behind this to throw Toprek some like 200 IQ love. For those who don't know, his video of in the trash pile here, I think it's called DayZ is Trash, which was such a great fucking title because it's a clickbait title to get people to want to, what the hell? Toprek saying DayZ is trash. And then they watch what is one of the funniest DayZ videos of all time. Because
it's my favorite Toprek.
Love him or hate him. And I personally love the guy. Fuck, his laughter is infectious. His laughter is so infectious. When he's laughing, you can see how much love the guy has for the game. But if you haven't seen his trash pile video, go watch it. But what a great thing to see them do. They don't do it a lot. Throw love out at someone specifically. But when they do, man, they do it well. And this was a brilliant picture, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, the pastiche they call it. I knew. Okay, I hate to be this guy. As soon as I saw that on Twitter, I knew exactly what they were like. Shouting out or whatever. Going back to, I knew what they were referencing, right? And I instantly went back and watched the video, and then I realized Marks had done a video on it already and had called it out. But then Marks pointed out the little bow, or Lad did, that you can see under the pallets over there, the crossbow. And then I had to go back and rewatch the video because I remember laughing so hard. I was on duty in the Navy watching that video, laughing so hard because it was such a 200 IQ play. He put the shiny bomber jacket on and the helmet, laid in the trash pile. It was perfect.
I will be honest, when I first looked at this image, I didn't even see the helmet. I spent ages looking at this, but I am blind as a fucking bat. For someone who's got one of my best videos on my channel is Why Things Are Seen, I can't see fucking shit. I am blind. And then when someone pointed out the helmet, I was like, oh, Toprek. Okay. And I will concede, if Lad is in chat, I will concede that, yes, I can see how that is a crossbow down the bottom of the picture. Now, for those who don't know, it was, I ended up putting a comment there saying, this is why I love the parts of the DayZ community, because the conversation around Lad's post about the crossbow in there was some of the greatest memes I've seen used about everyone having a bit of a laugh. But I'll try and find it. Where is Lad's?
This strikes me as a DOJ idea. I don't know.
No, mate, Scotty is a master of missing, as we saw with the Jets joke. He did confirm with me, by the way, that Jet Zero, Jets with the Z, was a deliberate thing as well. So it was another Easter egg in the April Fool's Day prank. That DayZ stands for Day Zero, Jet Z, Jet Zero. There are no Jets, but yeah. So, and I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, he could be just saying that in retrospect, but I doubt it. Where is Lads? Maybe
I almost didn't spot the little Easter eggs in this picture I spent too long looking at what is the rusty handle on the bin, thinking it was a bird. To be 100% honest, and then I kind of noticed that the pallets didn't quite look right, and then finally noticed that the helmet wasn't sat on the actual bag properly. It's kind of floating a tiny bit. And then, obviously thinking, hang on a minute, this is actually from DayZ themselves. I kind of started to put two and two together, and I hate to admit it, but it took me a little bit of time to get it. That's a little bit behind on this one. I was like, where's the joke? I don't quite get it. And yeah, it's so obvious when I saw it. I was like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, and then someone's even circled something else there. What is that? Is it just a weird angle of a bit of rubbish, or is that just another helmet? Or, there's a lot to take in this.
Could be a new kind of helmet. I looked at all that too. I spent a little bit of time perusing that. That's what I love about the community, man. The DayZ team puts out a little teaser like this, and then the community just dissects it.
Yeah.
Because we're all so eager to know what's coming.
There are very few 10-year-old games in the world where people put this much effort into a single picture, slammed on a Twitter page.
Or they still play. What is it, DayZ, GTA, and Rust? I mean, nobody's playing Atlas anymore.
Yeah, let's be fair. I mean, even Fallout fluffed that one.
Oh.
Okay, man, I remember those.
I can't find Lad's one, but yeah, there's the.
He blocked you.
There's the image of, and when you do line up some of the artwork on it, it does kind of
it does actually line up, and that really does look like a crossbow sat on the bottom pallet.
Well, that used to be the spot. That's Severograd High School, right? They used to spawn on the roof. That and Tundras or Winchesters before they were called Tundras, right? You go to that Severograd, you go to the high school, you climb up on the roof. There's no reason to go there now. Hopefully they bring it back there. But then you went to that little brick shrine, that Orthodox shrine by the pond behind the high school, and there was always bolts for the crossbow. You couldn't craft bolts. And it was just a one-hit kill, man. I remember watching a video of a PvP competition, and JCon, old school DayZ YouTuber and streamer, JCon and Bibix, the French streamer, Bibix was up in the apartments above the high school, aiming down from the balcony, and JCon just aimed up and one-tapped him with the crossbow, fully geared. It was probably one of the sickest plays I've ever seen. But that brought back a lot of nostalgia for me, and I think a lot of the community was seeing that.
Okay, I found it.
I'm looking forward to the crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
I really look forward to that coming back. We needed more projectile weapons that weren't guns.
And this opens the door for a lot of things that people have been wanting to see re-implemented. A lot of things.
Here was the thread, and I want to give Lad some love because he was like, and he did say that it was Marks who saw it first, that he missed it as well. But crossbow in the pallet in the middle, we're getting crossbows fucked. And then it's like, can you screenshot it, please? I think I'm blind. And then he posts that, and I'm like, are you talking about the two arrows? Like, I literally couldn't see shit. And then he zooms in again, and I still couldn't see it. And I'm like, I cannot see a thing. And I think on that one there, I even went me looking at the supposed crossbow. For those who've seen Mall Rats, the old magic eye images that you look at them long enough and then it suddenly pops out at you. And then he's like, "Are you blind?" And yes, I am blind.
We just got to talk about how well they hid that, man. That was
good. That was clever.
And then Twisted Eye went in there and actually went to that location. And again, like you were saying, Archie, this is something about the DayZ community, that someone took the time to go there. If you've got an editor, you can just move yourself there magically. But they did it and said that there is nothing there naturally in the game. So they kind of confirmed it. But it was just such a fun conversation. Everyone having a bit of a dig and poking a bit of a laugh at each other and calling me out because I'm blind as a bat. And but we all had a good laugh. But either way, this is huge for DayZ Facility. Crossbows are brilliant. Some of the greatest. I think it was who's the guy from what's that T clan that he He did. I shouldn't be forgetting his name because he's an OG DayZ player, but he commentated some of the original Survivor games. Um, Running Man said he was an inspiration for him way back in the early days as well. I've forgotten the guy's name, but he's got like one of the most epic crossbow kills back when the crossbow was in the game. 100-meter shot in an urban environment and things like that. And little things like that stick with me. The crossbow is such an iconic weapon. Did you ever get to use it back in the day, Facility?
Back in the day, no, I don't think so. The only one I've ever used was one of the modded ones that sounds like you're loading a fucking gun.
Yeah.
No, you can't literally, you put the bolt in and then you shoot it. It sounds like a spitball going through a straw. And I'm just going to say this because devs, I know you're listening. Sorry, I just need my desk. I don't care how much the 5K viewer streamers piss and moan about silent deaths and them getting killed instantly. Don't nerf the bolts. Please take it back to the 6.2 days where it was a one-shot equalizer. Please, because if I shoot you in the upper torso with a crossbow bolt, you're getting a second chest wound and dying of tension pneumothorax.
And to give some historical context to this, for those who aren't into history, but the crossbow was a very, very controversial weapon in ancient times, in that the elite of the time, the knights, they hated the idea of the crossbow. The longbow to a lesser extent, because the longbow still took some skill to use. The crossbow was quite an unskilled weapon because it's basically just like, put it in your shoulder, point and aim. And the power in one of those could kill a knight, and the knights were made to feel very vulnerable by the creation of the crossbow. It is a lethal fucking weapon that is akin to very, very little else out there. The impact of those hitting something is scary. Like there's very little armor out there that can stop a crossbow bolt from going through it. I doubt even a lot of the armor that can stop bullets can stop a crossbow. Because they're just so freaking powerful, especially with the higher draw rate ones. They are a brilliant addition. It should be like leg fracture, insta kill, because it's an all-in weapon as well. The range isn't that long, so yes, it's quite silent, but you can still hear it. You'll hear the thong of the strings and the arms flinging back.
So satisfying, man.
Yeah.
So satisfying. I shot a black-tailed deer with one up in Washington State hunting once, and I hit it in the heart and it killed it pretty quick, but the bolt went straight through it and buried up in the ground. I had to dig it out with my trench shovel, which they need to re-implement in DayZ as well. But they're very, very powerful IRL.
The only massive limitation that the crossbow should be range, because its range
and reload.
Yeah, and reload should take an exceptional amount of time, and the range should be really quite poor. It should drop quite heavily.
Yeah, it usually did.
And it does naturally. But other than that, you're bang on right. It should be almost silent, and it should be pretty much deadly to anything.
Yeah, well, the bows were too. That was like the great coastal equalizer back in the day. You make an ashwood bow. You had to get an ashwood stick because there were two different kinds of sticks back then, and then combine it with a rope, and then you can make this sharpen a small stick, make an arrow, and then you can add feathers improved, and then add bones. It was a bone arrow, and that was the lethal smoke all the gillies on the coast with that thing.
If they do decide to bring bows back as well, their accuracy should be terrible. Because it's a bow. It's a bow. It's all down to skill. It's not a thing you can just lift and pop.
I don't know if I don't agree if the accuracy should be terrible per se. I think it should be something. Maybe they tie you know how like when you're scoped in with a sniper rifle and you hold breath. So you should be able to do the same with the bow to increase the accuracy, but I would argue that you should lose that stamina a lot quicker being accurate with a one-shot weapon like a bow or a crossbow in this case.
There was no stamina before, so that's a good point.
Yeah,
and then you couldn't move before. Once you drew the bow back, you were stuck in place. You could pivot, but that was it. And it was I think it'll be a big deal with stamina, and people are going to have to time their shots perfectly. But
Yeah.
for the people who like to play the game for the survival mechanics, which is still a huge part of the community,
Mm-hmm.
Crossbows, and hopefully, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but hopefully bows when they are re-implemented.
Well, let's address that right now. We talked a little bit about the show, and I gave Dave a warning order that I was going to ask him to discuss this. What does this mean for? Is this potentially they're going to drop the bow back on us as well? The mechanics, the physics, all of that sort of shit behind the tech stuff behind the scenes, mate. What does this mean for the game and the return of our beloved bow?
I'd say in a nutshell, yes. I'd say they're mainly trying to bring the crossbow back so that they can balance the bow with the weaponry we've got. The majority of people are used to using melee weapons or guns. The bow kind of sits, the crossbow, kind of sits in the middle of that. It still kind of behaves like a gun. You still kind of reload it like a gun. You aim it like a gun. So it's still almost like a gun. I feel they want to get the mechanics of this correct first. And then once they've got the mechanics of this correct and they know it works, then it's likely they're going to look into bringing the bow itself back. I think they're a bit more fearful of bringing the bow back before the crossbow, because it almost adds like a new weapon meta for you.
It's going to change the game for sure.
Yeah, and doing that right off the bat, they might have learned the lesson here that that's not an amazingly wise thing to do. You need to ease people into it. When it's not a big mod, when it's not a big, hey, hoorah, we've changed everything, you need to ease people in bit by bit by bit. And the crossbow is a great way to do that, because people are going to get used to finding or crafting crafting the actual ammunition for it. They're going to get used to how it kind of behaves, and then
that's something as well. You talk about the ammunition there, and that's something that I believe does need to be handled well. That an improvised bolt, if you're allowed to create them, should be nowhere near as accurate as a carbon one that you can find in a hunting stand or somewhere like that. That you're nodding as well, Facility. You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that, and I want to be able to go and get my bolts back after shooting them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's something I think with the crossbow they're going to want to start to teach you, is that you're not neglecting your ammo away anymore. You're going back and you're retrieving it because it's still useful. And things like improvised ones will wear down very quickly, so maybe you can't retrieve them after 1 or 2 shots. You won't be able to get them back.
I wouldn't expect that right away. I would keep your expectations low, because that's going to probably screw up server FPS, which is why they removed the berries that nobody was collecting, and they lowered the fruit spawns and stuff. But again, I wouldn't even expect to be able to craft bolts. I would think that they're just going to be, because of the power that the crossbow has, the way to mitigate that would be to make it to where it was just fiberglass bolts or whatever, like the ones that used to spawn. And it's going to take a week for people to figure out the meta on where it spawns and such. And Wobo will come out with a video. And
I think the best phrase we can use for it is keep your expectations low.
Yeah, always limit them.
I fear what they're doing here is putting the groundworks in, rather than putting it all back. They're just putting the groundworks to make sure it works.
And that's no reflection on the talent of the devs. I just mean that as the limitations on what they have to work with. And it is. Just be thankful that we're getting the crossbow, which like he said, it's opening, it leads us that, okay, projectiles work. They can fix whatever bugs are going to pop up, and then eventually roll out bows and improvise bows again.
I need to draw attention to Jazag here. Sorry. This is such an underrated tweet. And the reason I found it, and I only just saw this one myself, was Mark's put in there, how many complaints are they going to get when they only added the crossbow? And it made me think, what was the reaction to the tweet? Because normally there's, what about console? Fix fucking cars, and all the rest of the little bitches who whinge and moan and cry about everything. And I saw this tweet, and initially I thought, oh, okay, yeah, there is someone. And I went, no. This is a 200 IQ fucking tweet. Is this what we've been, B-I-N, rubbish bin, trash can, whatever you may call it, that we're waiting for? What a load of rubbish. GG, this guy wins the internet for the day, because he played into the fact that everyone usually cries and all the rest of it on every post they make, and did it in a humorous fashion. But I didn't actually notice a lot of negativity. Like, yes, even in this, I think I put, that it's where getting the bow, or you should really say the bow is returning, the crossbow, sorry. But everyone pretty much, for the most part, was positive about this one, which kind of stuns me, Facility.
I mean, I'm ready for it, dude. I was gonna say a second ago, like, people better be glad that they nerfed the improvised shoes, because you would have people with those shoes sneaking up on them with crossbows, ruining their fucking day.
Slippers, freaking itch slippers.
You know what I think is, remember with leather, I don't know if you guys played when there was leather crafting, but the leather moccasins were super quiet too. So give us leather crafting back, please. It's not. I know I'm asking a lot here, but it works already. DeOne did it, and I used it, and it's outstanding. Make some moccasins, to keep in your inventory and throw on when you're in PvP. Or leather shoes, I think they called them. I don't think they actually called them moccasins, but man, those were sick. Combine that. I used to run into people all the time back in the day that would be completely leather, crude clothing, head to toe, with a bow on their back and a fishing pole, and they would just survive off the land, and you'd never hear them coming. They would just thunk you in the back with a bow, when in the off chance they had to go to Tent City in Northwest to get a can of attack back. And I miss those days so much, man.
Marx is saying as well that he didn't get much negativity on his video on YouTube either. So that's awesome to see. Dave, do you want to post your Discord link in the YouTube chat, mate? All the smoke is asking for your Discord. But yeah, no, I'm genuinely excited. It's great to see it return. And I do pray that this means that not just proper composite bows will be back in the game, but we can actually start making the good old improvised bow, because that was such a core element of early DayZ, being a freshie. It was almost, yes, there was the stick matter, just the cut down and now have a sharpened stick, but the improvised bow was the great equalizer on the coast for a lot of freshies, wasn't it, Archie?
Yeah, the stick was too. That one used to drive me nuts, man. You respawn on the coast and you're fully geared and you go to run inland and some freshie's like, "Hey, do you know how to do this?" and pokes you in the head and kills you with a stick.
Yeah.
But the bows though, man, I'm telling you, the satisfaction that you get from getting killed by a squad, right? And then knowing, okay, they're running up through Solnichny, they're going to be in Berezino soon. So then you go quickly, as fast as you can, craft a bow, upgrade the arrows, and then you hide in the green mustache because you know they're going to come in there, put a backpack down as bait, and then when they go to check it, you just thump them,
Yep.
And you just watch them wilt with the physics and their ghillie and their AK they farmed for 6 hours. I'm telling you, that is a high that even cocaine can't replicate, dude.
Yeah, well, crossbows drop.
But I still agree.
I'm doing a whole run with nothing but a crossbow.
Oh, yeah. Me too, bro. Mark's. Let's get Facility in there too. Let's do this, bro. I cannot wait. Even hunting, like, don't sleep on hunting with a crossbow.
Yeah.
You thump a roebuck or an elk, and no one's going to hear you. No one's going to know that you're out there in the woods hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's one of the biggest thing about silent weapons is most of us that PvP or we don't typically PvP. If we hear a shot close to us, we're going to investigate whether we want to fight or not. If you're running a crossbow or a bow, you can't hear that shit, So
the thing is, as well, a lot of players now can recognize shots even when silenced.
Right.
A lot of players, if close enough, know what gun you're using.
Yep.
So you're out there hunting, they go, pop. Oh, that's a small caliber.
Yeah.
Bang, he missed. That's a big caliber. I know what guns he's got there.
I've even gotten down to the point now where I know if you have a lever action repeater, I know if you've got a CR527, like the Tundra, the Savannah, they're all so distinct. And I got to give the devs credit for that. The sound design in DayZ is getting insane, but for sure, man, it's going to be huge. I can't wait. Don't they usually drop on Thursday, experimental updates? So what are we looking at next Thursday, probably?
Just a quick thank you to both The Real Techniques for becoming a member and the Super Chat of $2. Boy, look at that beard, America Archie. We've got 2 rangers on the podcast now, guys. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm sorry about the beard. My beard doesn't grow evenly. I'm putting you all to, you're putting me all to shame with the beard here.
What's a ranger?
You don't know what a ranger is?
No, what's a ranger?
Orange, ranger.
Oh,
orangutan.
Like a ginger?
Orangutan.
Oh,
orangutans are orange. Rangers.
Okay, hell yeah.
Gingers.
I'll take that.
Okay, there you go. You've learned that's a must
Wait
be
a minute.
Must be an Aussie
Before
slang.
I get insulted here, did you know what he was talking about? Facility?
I had no clue.
Yeah, we just say ginge over here.
I
was thinking that me and Woody kind of got the same gray coming in on the sides of the chin.
Yes. Mate, that is one of the things that I am so happy about. That one, I'm not going bald. I might be blind. I might be crazy. I might be deaf as a fucking post. My knees, my back, everything is fucked on me. But my hair, oh man, my hair is fucking god tier. I'm getting that nice little distinguished fucking silver fox stripes going on. All my grays are coming in on the temple there. Yeah.
He's getting wings.
Oh yeah.
That says wisdom yet experience. That says stamina yet knowledge.
But yeah, I'll type it in chat so you know what I was talking about. It must be an Aussie thing that we call redheads rangers. But yeah.
Yeah, you can't call people monkeys or any variation of monkey in America. People get pretty up in arms about that.
No. See, you're white. I'm allowed to imply.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, actually, orangutans are apes. So.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't expect them to know.
They're apes, yeah.
And they're fucking awesome too, man. We just bought a little orangutan lovey for our dogs for in the bedroom with us. What the missus? I think the missus named him Oliver the orangutan. But yeah, we're weird like that. We do that with our dogs. But
Australian slang is so niche though. Like you just called a lovey a stuffed animal a lovey.
Yeah,
everything has an IE on the end of it. Crossy, bolty, sledgy, bikey.
Yeah.
Dunny.
Or O's, or you sometimes go O with the Jacko and Davo and things like that. I did have a redhead mate.
Oh, Beans.
Yeah.
Beans. Dude, Bean says shit all the time, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, got a can of chini. Go put some sweet corn on a senny. Like, what? Yeah. I thought we had
talking about scram one day. I was like, what the fuck is scram?
Oh, we have scram here. We use scram here.
Yeah. Bean's British. Yeah, she's very British.
I've learned a lot from gaming with Beans.
Yeah, that's the thing. You learn the many nuances of other cultures being just online gaming with other people. That's one of the things I love about it so much, man. And having such a nice community.
Daly's gone and gotten the probably from the Urban Dictionary the definition of ranger. They put in there derogatory. No, it's not derogatory. Anything can be derogatory if
I gotta say, my feelings were hurt a little bit. I gotta say, my feelings were hurt.
I was hurt as being an ex-ginger that lost all his pigment. I'm really offended now. I mean, I've gone blonde and dark mousy brown. I'm offended.
Mate, you said to me before the show that you've got a big dirty red or orange beard coming in. So you that's back on you. That's back on you. But yeah, no. It's not derogatory. It's a bloody slang term.
Everything's derogatory now. Did you see in the Webster's Dictionary, they changed the word bitch from a female breeding dog to a derogatory term for women?
Really?
Then what? They've removed the actual...
No, it's there. It's still there, but it's underneath a derogatory term for women.
That's slang. That's slang.
Anyway, we'll be here all day.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, no, I am so excited to see the return of the crossbow. It's been a long wait. But again, and I did see some discussion about that it looks like they've slowed down the updates this year. And going to focus on, and I think this is a massive one, and I can't wait to see what else, because if anything we've learned from their updates in the past is they usually sneak some stuff in there as well. So kudos to Scotty and the rest of the marketing team. That was a really cool little bit of marketing that they did that seemed to have been well received by the community overall, and I'm a massive fan of it. Modding,
we're so blessed.
What's going on in the modding world, Dave? I know it's short notice for you, mate, but what's something that we might not have been aware of?
Well, something you probably are aware of is what Hunter Z's been doing with animation recently.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And one thing that really caught my attention was birds.
Yes.
Yeah, they look good. The rigging is really good too. That's so hard to do rigging.
We did touch on that a bit last week in that with his Raven mod, and I asked him whether he could have it so that they get drawn to dead bodies, that sort of stuff. I'd love to see the birds react to gunshots as well, Facility. You know, someone shoots and there's birds in the trees and they all go up as a bit of a tell of where the person was. I'm really hopeful for that mod in particular. Birds are such a big environmental factor that not a lot of people think of with that sort of stuff. You know, hunters are aware of it. I know because, you know, birds, animals pay attention to what birds are doing. If they see birds panicking, they'll pay attention to it as well.
Panic as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's started to introduce different animation models of birds. I know they're working on seagulls, which in the coast is a really good idea.
Yes.
You know, seagulls on the coast that, you know, are reacting to things like shots and activities around them. Great warning signal for a freshie. You've got warning signals all over the place with the seagulls. And then there's if you can make them dynamic so they're not fixed, they're not like the flying bird mod you get with a dead body where they just circle. And they actually roam and you could kill them as a food source. I mean, they're going to be incredibly hard to kill. They're a bird, they're flying around. It's not easy to shoot. But still, it's one of the things that in the game, when you think about the lore of the game and whatnot, why are there no birds?
Yeah. Even the immersion. Yeah. Just hearing seagulls on the coast would be like, shit, I'm on the coast again.
Yeah. And, you know, when you're running through that forest and you don't quite know you're accidentally running in the wrong direction towards the coast and you start to hear seagulls, oh, hang on a minute, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that, why wasn't it there in the first place?
I think it's just a server FPS, man. I think a lot of it. I remember when we had Sumrak on, we were talking to him, and he was mentioning that about, you know, why they took berries out and stuff. It's for performance.
The problem is though, servers have come a long way from where they used to be, but it seems like the ground level of what a server should be and what performance it requires hasn't really moved forward in a very long time. And what is still accepted as the base point of a server. So, hate to mention my name, but if you go to the Trad, for example, and ask them for a base server, what they tend to give you is the equivalent of 4 gig of RAM. Now, I run a test server for myself, and it chews up nearly the majority of 4 gig of RAM, just running that test server.
Yeah.
So it's not really enough now. 5 to 10 years ago, it was enough. Yes, the game used a lot less than it used to. Now it uses more, and I think the base point of what a server should be has moved on, but we haven't. And that's where the core problem starts to come in, that, yeah, this is why FPS and whatnot is destroyed, and why it's still a worry. Whereas if we could improve, you know, the base of the servers that we're running on in the first place, then maybe this wouldn't be so much of a problem to us.
DayZ 2.
I don't like to say DayZ 2.
I just want them to have a clean slate, bro. I mean, like, but then again, I don't know. If you guys, I was looking at Reforger on Steam last night, and because I was going to buy it just to dick around on that new mod that Marks did the video on. Yeah. And man, the reviews, there's maybe 2 positive reviews.
I'm sorry, but I have a negative review in for Arma Reforger.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get off topic, but yeah, maybe who knows, man. I agree with you 100% though. I think it's just the limitations of what everyone has to work with, modders, developers, you know, server owners. So I concur with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sat on a base level rented server, the idea of putting dynamic birds flying all the way across your map and AI wandering around and customized vehicle, it's not possible.
Have you played any of those really mod-intensive servers, Facility?
No, I haven't. I haven't played them. One of my friends keeps trying to get me to play it, but I don't know. I don't think I'd be into it.
Yeah, they all run like shit.
I do like the idea of birds, though.
Yeah.
Of birds being a server, yeah. For sure. You know, like
more
if you're
wildlife in general. Not where it's, you know, like you're running around in a menagerie, a bloody, you know, Boston Zoo or whatever. But realistic, immersive animals. Yeah, I still pray for the day, and I really hope Hunter can do this, where he can do a rework of the AI of the animals that are even just in the game. You know, boars, for those who've hunted boars. I've never hunted boars, but I know a bit about it. Then they're not an easy animal to hunt. If you make a mistake, especially if you get too close to them and they decide to turn on you, them boars, like their tusks are like razors. They fuck people up. In Australia, a lot of people like to take their dogs hunting. I'm personally not a fan of it, but at the same time, it is a skill that people we shouldn't forget as a society in case it ever goes to shit. But the responsible dog hunters, they put armor on their dogs when they're going in at boars, because those boars will gut a fucking dog with their tusks. And a boar that charges you, if it doesn't even just slice you, it will break your fucking leg if it charges into you. They are dangerous
People don't know how
animals.
big they are.
Yeah.
They're huge, bro. Especially the sows. They're huge. Like in Tennessee, I know facilities got the same issue in Texas. They're so invasive. I was in the city visiting back home, and we were outside on the balcony eating at this restaurant, Skip's. My friend owns it. And this pack of boars came up and were just knocking tables over and shit in the fucking city, dude. They had the goat. The city of Nashville will use goats to eat the kudzu. It's this really invasive vine. The goats will eat it all and eat the root and everything. But the boars like smell the goats, and they'll come over there. And they're huge, man. Like, I've been hunting for boar. I've shot boar because it's good eating. They're invasive. And like Tennessee actually had a bounty on them for a while. But you have to put the armor on the dogs, put the spike collars and everything. But they call it goring. And there's literally pictures of people who, like, from back home that have gotten gored because there was a boar in the middle of the road. He had to park his car and he tried to shoo it away and it gored him and he almost lost his leg. That's how fucking crazy.
They're dirty creatures as well. So if they do gore you, you're getting an infection as well. So I would love to see that reworked. Even the male deer, the bucks, they can be very aggressive as well if you surprise them and things like that. So I would really love to see that.
I think you're really right there with the animal AI. The majority of animals, when backed into a corner or put under intense pressure, will fight back.
Even some of the domestic animals in the game, your sheep, your rams, and your goats, and
have you ever been chased by a sheep? I've been chased by a sheep. It was really angry. It really wasn't happy. It just kept charging me.
Who hasn't laughed at a video of some guy getting attacked by a goat and fucking sent for 6? Being rammed by a facility.
Goats will fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would, at the moment, those animals, the domestic ones, they just run from you. I would love to, and I've done it myself. My favorite thing is I run up to a cow, give it a hit, and just run it towards a pack of infected and let them do the job for me, and then go in there and cut it up afterwards, and it's an easy free feed.
No matter how many times you see that, it's hilarious every time when you go into town and, oh man, somebody's here, and then you look and it's a gang of infected just stomping a cow out or a pig.
And yet cows, I think, account for more deaths in Australia, I don't know about in other countries, than crocs and sharks and snakes and spiders and everything put together. More people die to cows, horses, domestic animals than they do to these wild so-called aggressive animals.
Ever tried to walk through a field full of cows in England? Them damn things chase you.
My brother got chased by a bull when we were kids, and then he got stuck in the fence. Oh my God. Yeah, no, but the animal AI that exists is fairly intricate. People just overlook it because it's not a lot of people aren't hunting, for their food. They're fishing or they're killing chickens, right? I was experimenting with it once, and the deer, once they get a whiff of you, you'll get it within like 50 meters, they'll stick their heads up and their ears will perk up. And that means they're aware that you're there. They don't know necessarily where you are, but they're aware you're there, and they'll look in your direction. And then, you have to stop and wait a second until they put their heads down. Then you can creep up again.
Yeah, you have to stop and crouch.
Improvements in that sort of area that I'd like to see is, okay, they detected you. Even if it was the doe that detected you, the buck should come over, basically kind of intervene, get between the threat and his harem, his herd. And
2023 and female deer doe are perfectly capable of defending themselves. All right. They don't need your toxic masculinity.
I apologize to all the Therians and everyone who identify as female Yes, yeah. I apologize. I retract 100% my comment, and feel free to
As
cancel
well,
me
you
now.
should.
What about the toxic female DayZ players like Beans? You know,
Absolutely. She's such a bully, and no one says anything. She just picks on us. She hits us. She steals our food.
God forbid that she shoots a geared guy in a military zone that aimed at her first.
And the mouth on some of them, you know, Foxy and all the rest of them. Oh my God, the things they say.
I can't listen.
I'm offended.
Magri, dude, 100% Magri.
Oh,
she's cool.
Pure sarcasm.
She's cool, but she's got the dirtiest mouth.
We need a sarcasm overload emote at this point.
Yes, we do. We do. But yeah, no, it's great. Again, you know, what Beans in chat. Oh my God.
I got something for Beans real quick. Hang on.
I'm going to go for a quick
earlier when I did this.
Yeah, she came in and said wiener in chat. I thought she'd seen this. So
there you go, Beans. Wieners everywhere.
That's her every time she goes live with those donations. Much love, Beans. Awesome. Even though you're a bully.
Archie, what about yourself, mate? Any servers that have taken your interest? Yeah, we talked about the Grey Man server. Anything else?
I haven't been able to get on community servers the last week.
We're going to address this in further detail in the weeks to come. But how's official been? What's the official experience been like of late, mate? We don't talk about official a lot, but what's the experience been like?
I've noticed there's a new thing, which we've mentioned we suggested on the podcast, and it's been suggested on streams. They're publicly acknowledging in the global chat when players are kicked for hacking or cheating. I've not seen any hackers, honestly. I've put in a few hours this week on live stream, not seen any hackers. I mean, you still got your toxic ass. I'm going to hide on top of the PD and shoot all the freshies guys, but I'm just as bad killing them with a glitch ladder, right? But it's running well. I'm still getting DC'd quite a bit when I die. I'm hoping that gets fixed in the future. But I honestly think officials are being overlooked. You know, me, Zesty, Polvo, we play on officials. There's another guy, the Grave Tenders, Heavy. He plays with us every now and then. Official is so much fun if you like fucking with people because everyone's brand new because the game's on sale or they're coming over from Xbox. And I have so much fun with the new players. And a lot of the issues that I had have been mitigated in the last few months. I think they're doing a really great job with that. And then as far as servers, I would just say I haven't had a chance to play a lot of servers, but I've been watching a lot of servers. And the Spring to Mosque is live now for the public. So I think we're going to launch a default DayZ Spring to Mosque server with bases. So Facility won't be on there. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry I couldn't get more info. It's out of my hands.
Every apartment in Vercoute is going to be a base.
Yep. Every single bloody one. There'll be several bases in each apartment building.
Yeah, man.
There's something I want to ask you guys your opinion on. I've been seeing this a lot, and there's a YouTube channel called Jaron. Some of you may have heard of it. Most of you probably haven't. But I don't know what the relationship is here, and I don't really care. That's between Summit and them. But what this channel seems to do is it gets clips of Summit when he's streaming, and Summit seems to do a lot of. I don't watch a lot of Summit. You know, I find his laugh kind of funny. But he's an amazing streamer. You know, he's brilliant at what he does. And you know, I've talked in the past about how much of a fan I am of him as a professional, and his comeback story from where he went from hating streaming to and that. So it's nothing against him as a person. It's just the laugh is kind of jarring on my ears. So I'm not a huge fan of that sort of stuff. But there's a lot of discussion about people who just sit there on stream. XQC does it, I think, as well, and they watch other people's content. Now, he's been watching a lot of DayZ videos lately. We've seen there's this one here. They watched Fubar Bundy's old video, sniping campus from 1,000 meters. There's you mentioned Zesty, and that's what popped it into my mind. He watched Zesty Polvo's "Why Most People Quit DayZ" video. And what do you guys, and you in chat as well, think of this? I'm torn, but at the same time, I think it's fantastic exposure for those people who are lucky enough to have Summit watch one of their videos, provided he likes it, of course.
I love it. He's just, like you said, giving exposure to up and coming content creators, or like people like Zesty. You could tell he didn't want to like him at first, and then he ended up just laughing his ass off. I watched that last night, actually. But I mean, a lot of streamers, this is their job. They do this for 8 hours a day. And when you can stop and take a break for an hour and just react to content, if you can maintain your viewership, why not? And most people are paying $5, $10, $20. Hey, watch this link next. Watch this link next. So he's actually profiting from it too. But yeah, I love it, man. He did another one, Fubar. Then he did the Zesty. He watched Smoke.
He's done a few on Taupe Rex because Taupe is just god tier, insane. What do you think, Facility? You're another content creator who makes money from YouTube and stuff like that. What do you think of people using your content and reacting to it like this? I do believe it's semi transformative.
Mixed feelings, dude.
You're the same as me then.
I got mixed feelings on it. Yeah. I think there should be a level of, I don't know, like, I want to say ask for permission, but then at the same time, if someone wanted to watch my shit, like, fucking do it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think if it was someone like the guy that runs like the DayZ Clips channel, on YouTube, you definitely need to ask. But I don't think anybody's gonna really say no to like Summit watching your shit. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it.
That's a fair point. Yeah, I mean, I had a Vietnamese guy completely rip off like half my guides and not just translate them into Vietnamese, but he just basically copied word for word and did translate them into Vietnamese. But the way he said it in our Discord was that he was going to put subtitles up, and he just ripped off all my content. And, I had to strike him through YouTube, which was a pain in the ass. But for sure, I agree.
Overall, I think it's positive, Dave, because it's bringing exposure to DayZ. We've talked about this many a time, but some people, this might be their first episode, so it's always good to touch on it again. There's a lot of people who are genuinely surprised when they see that DayZ is still going. It's like, oh, not everyone's on social media, not everyone's on YouTube. They forget about it, and then they see someone like Summit, Shroud, Sacriel still playing, still creating servers, and him showcasing. Taupe big, but Taupe big in the DayZ community. He's getting exposure from someone who is a known variety streamer here. So it is good, but it still just doesn't sit 100% with me, Dave.
I'm with you on this one. I'm slightly tied up about it. Now, if it's done properly, I really wouldn't mind being featured on a channel like that. That would actually be quite a proud moment if it's done properly. Yeah, I'd be really happy about it. But it'd have to be done properly. And I fear it's like a real danger zone to be in. But obviously, this guy is really good at it. He is really good at doing this and doing it in such a way where he's not really insulting anyone. He's not really crossing any boundary lines. He's got it quite nailed down to, this isn't me. I am reacting to this. And yeah, a little tied. It's not something I think I could do, and not something I would suggest people do.
So Raze is saying in chat that this is a clips channel for Summit. Okay. What I've done is I've just clicked on the actual video, and yes, they do have in the link or in the description of the video. They've got you could just do @ and the channel name, and it will take you to that channel, and they've got a link to the video. But what I think you could maybe do is highlight a bit maybe at the beginning. They've got this animation here that you can see, that you saw the one coming up there. Maybe highlight the creator better, and let's go to the end. Let's see what end card they've got. Well, we're in the last.
I don't know.
We're in the last 30 seconds already, and there's no end card coming up for the actual person's channel.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see the person's channel mentioned a little more in the video, because obviously you're reacting to their content that they've made in the first place, and for a lot of content creators, a lot of effort goes.
That would make me personally feel a lot more comfortable with YouTube Facility if they even bother to put a channel link. Make sure you go and support the to see more content of this sort. Here's this person's channel. Maybe create a custom end card because he's making. Don't forget, folks, he's making money off of this from watching other people's content.
Is this channel here? Is this Summit's YouTube channel, or is this someone else's?
They're saying in
that's a clip channel. That's a clip channel. They always I'll tell you what, man. I personally see it like this: if Summit gets like between 15 and 25,000 people watching every single stream, when he showed Zesty Polvo's video, there was like 18,000 people watching a live stream of Zesty Polvo. That's 17,000 new potential viewers, and that just spread Zesty's brand for fucking free. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the way I see it. That would be like, if Dr. Disrespect played Zesty Polvo, that's the same numbers on YouTube that Dr. Disrespect gets. So I don't really, when you talk about smaller guys just ganking content and reacting to it, that's going to happen anyway. Every time a new rap video comes out, there's 20,000 channels of kids sitting there reacting to the new rap song. It's just part of being on YouTube. You can go through there and copy strike them all and be a fucking little dickhead, or you can just say thanks for the exposure. So I don't know. I know there's definitely drawbacks like everyone's pointed out, but for me, dude, if somebody shared one of my funny ass videos, he just exposed my brand to all those new potential people. So I don't. Yeah, I would see.
I'm looking here at Zesty's stats. What's this for? The last week, is it? Let's change that to the full monthly. Here, bugger off.
Let's not try Marley Spoon for $28.
That's one of the most PG ads Boydie's ever gotten on the stream.
I think we can safely say that it's had, you can only see so much, but it's had a good positive impact on Zesty's channel.
Had a positive impact. Yeah, and I kind of agree. I mean, I'm a little on the fence that you should be a little more honest and open about where the content has come from, and it's something we do with mods a lot. We make sure there are a lot of references. If somebody has helped us or assisted us with a mod, there are a lot of references. It's on the Steam Workshop page. Sometimes it's in the name. Sometimes it's even in the name of the mod, so that we can make sure that hey, look, go and check this guy out.
Okay, so Ray's is saying in the chat, it's not a channel owned by Summit, but he approves of it. So it is just one of those channels that, so be it. Personally, I'm not a fan of them. I dabbled in doing clips just to try to promote other people out there, but it was too much hassle with people saying you can, you can't, and all the rest of it. Like, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to waste any time, and I don't make money from it. So, I could do better things. But overall, like, if you just look at his video views, his averages, pretty much 30 to 40,000, high 20s, and then bang. I'm going to guess that this is where Summit reacted to that video. He's almost doubled, tripled, quadrupled in viewership since, sometime there around the 31st of March, 1st of April. So great. That's a net positive.
And it's hard to, discoverability on YouTube's hard too. It's difficult. So, and Zesty's doing very, very well. He's up there with the likes of Billy B-Wad, with their averaging around 100, 150, which is hard to do unless you have a video that's done 1 million views, some of Zesty's shorts and Billy's guides. So when I see that, I'm just stoked. I'm proud as fuck. You know what I mean? So I see far more positives than negatives.
Yeah, I agree. And there are more positives.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. It could be improved. It could definitely be improved.
And look,
it's not a matter for me.
I wanted to talk about that, not because I've got a vendetta against Summit. I love to make fun of the guy because of his comments about grass and trees, but that's purely just having a laugh and like Facility smiled. It's funny. That's it. The guy is a fucking god tier content creator, amazing at PvP, and I will say I do enjoy watching his react videos, because it's great seeing someone who, and on a personal note, it's not even about me. It was watching him talk about Toprek in his, Toprek's top 10 moments or whatever it was video, and just seeing him appreciate how good of a player Toprek really is, in that the guy is not just a god tier PvPer who can destroy almost anyone else out there. He's also legitimately funny as fuck. And watching him go from being stunned at how good of a player Toprek is to how funny the content Toprek creates is, I felt a little bit of pride as a fellow DayZ player. I don't know about the rest of you, but I did. And it was great seeing someone like Tope, who is a big channel in the DayZ community, but it was great seeing him be acknowledged for just how good he is by someone who is at the top of the game. What do you think about that, Facility?
I can see what you're saying for sure. I mean, if somebody, if you want to consider someone on the outside and they're fucking around with DayZ or a DayZ video and, kind of bring some new eyes to it, I guess I'm good with that. That's kind of the other side of the fence that I'm on about it,
Yeah.
I'm good with it, man. And, Tope's a fucking savage, dude.
Isn't he?
I think I've seen all of his videos, but
yeah.
But yeah, I usually, if I'm lurking, man, like if Beans or Billy or nobody's on or Archie or whoever, like I'm usually watching Tope over on Twitch, or I'm watching his new videos, man. I love what he does, and honestly, like when I first started playing DayZ, I would run from shots, and then I started watching Tope and shit, and now I'm like, let's go.
Get it on.
I was talking about that. I think maybe it was earlier today when I was live, or yesterday. I was like, I try to, obviously I don't do it as well as he does, but I try to mimic his shit, like his PvP, like go in with, one person and try to wipe a squad or something like that. Try to be also tactical about it too,
Yep. And yes, look, sure. I need to acknowledge that Summit is a DayZ OG as well. He was playing back in the early days, started out. That's not, again, throwing shade in any way, shape or form that he's not a true DayZ player, but I'm talking more about the content creators who truly focus mostly on DayZ. And it's great seeing someone like Tope being shouted out by someone who is one of the biggest names in streaming of all time, which Summit is. Clearly, he's God tier. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even know that he started out streaming DayZ.
Yeah. There's so many of them. Shroud's another one.
Sacriel too.
Sacriel, Deadly Slob. Some of these guys who Break. That was the guy's name, and he's part of the T clan. Or there's something. I think they've got a T in their logo. One of the major European esports for T. No, it's not. No. Someone in chat probably knows, but he was another guy, and not Break. Break's one of the guys in it, but I can't remember the guy's name. It's been annoying me all this time. I've been trying to think of what the name of that guy was, but yeah. So
you say your memory is the first thing to go with age.
Yeah, well, no, definitely.
Like mine went a long time ago.
Cincinnati, Archie, Cincinnati.
Oh man.
I forget shit all the time.
Smack. SMAK. Smack.
We just had to change the subject, and then it comes. That's how it works.
Yeah. But Smack. One of the greatest kills of a crossbow I ever saw. That just tied it way back in the episode 2 hours ago. What's Boydie talking about with Smack and the crossbow? Oh yeah, we're talking about crossbows earlier. But yeah, no,
Smack is what Dave was selling earlier.
Yeah, no shit. That guy's posture was way too good to be a smackhead. Let's be honest.
Oh, I feel so bad for my mate now. He's gonna see this and be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god! I'm surprised you didn't spit that
around
beer.
for a freaking Windows key.
This is why I love having guests like Facility on. You look at the guy. You are a scary, scary man to me. Honestly, like you are so deadpan and serious looking, but you've got a wicked fucking sense of humor hidden behind those fucking serious eyes of yours, mate. I love it. Yeah.
I get that a lot. I've had bosses tell me I need to start faking it to make it. And I'm not into that. I'm a very friendly dude. Like, I do dislike. I strongly dislike the general public. All right, but I tend to think that I am a good-hearted person if you can get past the resting bitch face.
I'm kind of with you with the dislike in the general public. I tend to come around as or come across as someone who is like ridiculously bouncy and all over the place and whatnot, and it freaks people out, and everyone kind of treats me a bit, which you know I never really got. I'm kind of with you on that one, but yeah, you just got to be true to yourself. And
I think you have facility. I don't think you have resting bitch face. I think you have resting interested face.
yeah, you constantly look like you're interested in something, like you're thinking about it.
No, to me, it's resting. I just don't give a fuck. Phase. It's just resting. Really, just peasant.
It's like you're interested, but you want them to get to the point.
Yes, yeah, that's closer to it. Yeah.
I don't know. I think if anything, it's I'm interested, but nothing really excites me anymore.
Yeah, but that's a good feature,
manhood,
mate.
Isn't it?
That's a good feature because it's like, I've genuinely, when I've made you smile or laugh with a comment or something, someone else has, it's nice when you react because, I'm quite open with my reactions and that. But with you, it's like, I actually made Facility smile. There you go. A smile like that. It's like, oh, I made you smile.
Yeah, and also Bean's comment there too.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, people tell me all the time, like, or they used to. They're like, "Why don't you smile more often?" It's like, just because I'm not smiling doesn't mean I'm not happy.
Yes, sexist. What a pig.
You know, exactly.
My wife does it all the time, and I'm terrible for telling her to smile more. And she just turns around and goes, "Why? I'm happy."
Yeah, I'm very happy with life right now. Every aspect of life right now, I'm happy with.
Mm-hmm. Good, man. That's good to hear. Honestly, really is. Coming from the mindset or mind state you had, not to pull your card, but you mentioned it in the last.
No, it's fine. I don't care. But I mean, growing up the way I grew up and this and that, the whole abuse, homeless, all that bullshit. Like, I nothing surprises me. Nothing really gets me super excited anymore. Things like that. So I'm just happy.
Never play
not
poker.
Smiling
never
now.
play poker with this man, people. Never play poker with him. I guarantee he would be a fucking shark. If he understands the mechanics of our poker work, you ain't going to get a fucking reaction out of him. He's going to be deadpan from fucking start
all your money.
to walking out
with
real
Texas,
money.
Man. He's from Texas.
Go take all your money.
Do you play poker?
Not really.
Yeah, he's a fucking shark. He's a fucking.
My stepdad used to play a little bit. We would just, get some people together and play at the house. But
he's that dude in the pool hall who's like, so what is this game? How do you play? And then fucking proceeds to clean you up after he sharked you out of 100.
I'll play some pool though.
Yeah,
I do love playing pool.
I would love to shoot pool with you, man. I think that's why I've always liked you so much. We have a lot in common, and there's much to be said when you're cut to the same thread, man.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things that we could talk about that you're not allowed to say on stream too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think we agree on a lot of things. We just can't say them here. So,
ladies and gentlemen, I think we are pretty much done with this week. I can't think of anything else that we have forgotten to talk about. It was pretty much, the main thing this week was the crossbow, which is a great fucking return to DayZ. I'm excited to see what it's going to add to the game, whether we're going to see them, do the double entendre of we get the crossbow and we get the bow and we get improvised bows. So really that's a triple. But that it's just, it's
I'm
exciting.
about to send you something, Bodie, before you close it up. I want to show this off here.
Oh, what do we got? Is it PG-13?
No. It's PG. This is very interesting. It's a link. He's done. I'll post it in podcast group, the chat, or unless you don't want that public. Let's see.
No, I'm posted in the side chat to stage.
So here's one, and I'll explain what it is in just a sec.
Yep, got it up. What are we looking at?
Oh, it's a fucking picture of his dick, dude.
I gotcha. No, so my buddy is if you want that, by the way, just hit me up on Discord. My buddy is Helen. I played with him before. Beans played with him before. He's playing this game called Soviet Republic Builder or something like that on Steam, but he's completely built Electro almost in this game. You can build, I just thought the community would like this. You build like a Soviet era town. It's almost like a Civilization or Sims, but in Soviet times. And he's literally rebuilding on in his own free time Electro, and then he's going to go and do Trinaris, and then he's going to do Berezino and the like. But it's almost like you can't change the terrain, obviously. But I thought it looked really fucking cool. Like you can see, he's got the church, he's got the factory with the candy cane smoke tower, he's got the police station, the train track, he's got the pyramid.
That's cool,
there,
man.
and it's actually really interesting. And when he sent that to me, I was like, dude, I got to put this on the podcast. This is cool as shit.
That's actually pretty cool. Is that running on Infusion Engine then?
No. It's literally just some top down or whatever. I can't remember. Let me see what he said in the messages here, because he told me what game it was. But that's Dubkey from Chernogorsk. That's the apartments over Chernogorsk and shit. There's the high school there, the tech. This is all just Soviet era buildings, which is what they used in Arma originally, right? And he's doing, it's like a scale model of DayZ in a different game, which when he showed me what he'd been up to lately, I thought it was sick, so I had to show it.
Pretty cool, to be fair. I mean, if it's not on the same engine as well, I mean,
yeah, no, it's like let me see what the game's called.
If you saw a screenshot of that, you'd think it's a custom rebuild of Electro that someone's stripped out and then rebuilt and just replaced the buildings.
Yeah, it's called Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. It's on Steam. And Helen's a little bit of a spurg. He's one of my best friends, but I saw that and thought you guys would love it.
I thought it was Reforger.
Yeah,
I was debating whether it was Reforger on really low graphics. If they turned the graphics all the way down and then took the screenshot.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, wow, dude, you put a lot of work into this. That's just like, you don't need a diagnosis of autism if you do stuff like that. I mean, it's a shoot.
Lads in chat, and I've got to tell him, we concede that yes, it is a crossbow, mate. But we also touched on that thread from you posting that image, mate, was one of the best threads that I've had on Twitter in a long, long time, mate. Thank you. Because I was literally sitting at my table outside with the dogs and the missus, and we were just laughing. Well, I was just laughing. She goes, "What are you chuckling about?" And I showed her the original image, and I said, "Can you see a fucking crossbow here? Because I fucking can't." And she says, "What drugs is he on?" And yeah. But it's literally, it was what's like a 3D image. Once you eventually, someone shared the, oh, okay, yeah, I can sort of see that. And then the other image of that's what it looks like without the object in there. Yeah, I can see it now. But God, it was funny. It was so much fun. Really, really good vibes in the people involved in that conversation. So yeah, good to see you in chat as well, buddy. It is a fucking crossbow, and we are all very, very excited for it. Individual spotlights. We'll start with you, Archie. What would you like to shout out? Anything at all this week?
What's his name? Sammy, BFG Sammy, I think is his name. He's a YouTuber. I'll find his link here.
He's a good dude.
Is that his name right? BFG Sammy? Is that?
Not sure.
Yeah, I have to look it up. I tripped over one of his shorts. It was funny as hell. And then we hosted him the other day when we got off the stream, and he is like the most. Sorry. Oh, okay. He's one of the most wholesome DayZ streamers. Like DayZ really hasn't affected his personality yet. I'm sure he'll get there. But awesome dude. Let me find. Oh, actually, BGP Sammy. Thank you, Facility.
His brother is TSP Bobby that streams on Twitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. Thank you, Raze. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. Go give him some love. Like I always say, it's hard to get the ball rolling when you're a new content creator who isn't networked in with other content creators yet. So, and sometimes even if you are, it's still hard to ask. So send him some love. Send him a sub. It's free, and you might like what you see.
Facility, anything you would like to shout out, mate? Anyone, anything?
Nothing about myself, to be honest. I just want everybody to be happy. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Go do some jiu-jitsu. Free trial at your local gym.
And seriously,
That'll help your life out.
If you're looking for something to build up your morale and your fitness and just your confidence and that, learning a martial art, any martial art, obviously BJJ is one of the big ones at the moment, folks, but it'll do wonders for your self-confidence if you feel a bit more confident in being able to handle yourself. So definitely consider it. If you're looking for something to get out of the house, maybe not touch some grass, but, maybe touch some other men and touch some leather, some plastic and
mats.
Sweat and mats
Naugahyde,
and balls and all
Hey,
the
you
rest
do
of
get
it.
the role with women too, just to point that out.
I
Just
get
don't
to
make
touch
it weird.
girls.
You don't do
Don't make it weird.
BJJ to roll with girls. We all know it's bloody, quite homoerotic.
I will say though, on a serious note, everybody, you don't understand how much happier you'll become when you find your tribe. When you go out there and you socialize and you find that camaraderie, it's hard to find as a civilian. But joining a gym, a dojo, a lot of people are anti-church these days. But just finding your tribe, I'm telling you, if you're in a low spot in your life, go find your tribe. Go find people like you and connect with them. It'll save your mental health. So, I highly recommend going and joining the gym. If I had time, I would do it.
Yeah. Yep. If my body wasn't so broken, I'd probably be back at one as well. But facilities said to me I should just bite the bullet and go for it. But it's kind of like, yeah, mate, I get out of bed and I pull something. So I don't know about fucking getting onto a mat and letting some big beast fucking destroy me.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, you go at your own pace,
Context.
man.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to be a good clip out of context, isn't it? Oh my god!
I could beast and destroy.
No.
Wow.
I have VA insurance, so I'll have to wait.
Look, I have a
relocated.
I have a DVA gold card as well, so any injuries, I'm pretty much covered. But yeah, it's just, man, pain. I can deal with it, but I don't want to submit myself to too much. I did enough of that shit. I'm kind of.
Could you imagine Boydie with a dislocated hip on the stream? Yeah, thought I'd go and have a tumble with the lads. Fucking broke me hip.
Oh my god!
Walk a bit peculiar.
What a good episode this one has been. What a good episode. Archie, did we do you? Did you do a shout out? Oh yeah, you did. You did.
I did,
Sammy.
yeah.
So that's everyone. It's down to me, guys. I'm not going to delve too much into this, but I'm going to do the classic lad here, and I'm going to say my shout out is the community. The community. Because there's been a lot of fucking drama around me and Archie the last couple of weeks, and ultimately we're not bad people, we're good fucking people. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but I just want to say thank you all for still showing up. We are good people, and like Facility said, we just want people to be fucking happy. We have maybe you might call them crazy opinions and that, but at the end of the day, that stuff aside, we don't wish harm on anyone. We love fucking everyone. We want everyone to be happy and fucking enjoy themselves, and we just want to talk about fucking DayZ. And I can't thank you all enough for still showing up, despite people who want me to become fucking irrelevant and disappeared, and they're fucking messaging people and trying to get us cancelled. Fuck them. We're going to just keep
doing
on
something
doing the
right
show.
when they hate. Yeah, man, we're not going anywhere. And people.
You missed my shout out, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Dave, your memory is the first thing to go. We said that already.
Yeah.
It went a long time. It went before my hair did, to be fair. So,
And I also want to shout out Dave for being able to come on at relatively short notice and brave enough to come on as well, mate.
Pinch hitter.
Yeah.
Well, as far as my shout out would go, it's to the 87.8 Survivor FM. This community has been here for a long time. It has done a lot of good, and it's going to do a lot of good. And no matter what goes on around any person connected to it or anything that is about it, it is here for good. It is here as a connection point for you. You have a connection point not only to us, not only to the developers, but to the entire DayZ community. And everything that is done here will stay here forever. This isn't somewhere where the drama that goes on from day to day, and it will go on, it always does, it doesn't matter. This is about DayZ and survival games, and that's what it will always be about. and it should always stay here, and it should always be here. It's a core part of our community, and no matter what happens, you should look past individual person's preferences, individual person's opinions. Opinions are like arseholes. We've all got one, and they're usually full of shit.
Man, we need some motivational music behind this.
Yeah.
Chariots of fire. I can just hear the brass section in the background. No, I agree. I'm not going anywhere. Boydie can do no wrong in my eyes. And you got to think, what's the reason people want to shut us down? What is the reason? What reason could anyone have to want to shut us down? We don't hurt anybody. You know, we're not out here calling for violence. We're not trying to shut anybody else down.
I'm gonna blow wind up our ass, but who else is doing big fucking giveaways like we do at the end of the year that's not making tens of thousands of fucking dollars a year? We're focused on doing good. We might have some controversial opinions on shit, but we just want to do nice things and talk about a game and fucking, highlight, predominantly small creators, small modders, small communities and stuff like that. And for some reason, our personal views are that egregious that some people want to try and fucking cancel us. Well, that says a lot more about you than it does about us, folks. Debate us, call us out on what you think is so egregious, but to attack the community, that really made me fucking sad. And just to provide a little bit of context, I've actually got a copyright strike on the channel for using a clip a long, long time ago that was provided by a guest in the show. And now, because of my personal views on stuff, they're lodging a false copyright strike. So I'm still looking at options. And Archie, you mentioned that you have got a lawyer over there, and I might get in contact with you to ask for some details about that, because I do want to fight it. I've said it publicly. I do want to fight it because it's just nasty.
That's the thing. My personal views do not stand for the views of 87.8 Survivor FM. Boyd's personal views do not stand for the views of 87.8 FM, and neither do anybody else's. They are their personal views. And you need to keep that personal. This is a community. This is not a one-person drive. This is not everyone knows Dave. This is not Boyd. This is 87.8 Survivor FM. This is here for you. And keep it that way.
Part of the reason why I mentioned it, like some people may say, Boyd, you shouldn't have even brought this up in the show because it's kind of separate. The part of the reason why I'm mentioning it is like what Octals just said in chat there. There are some people who feel strongly about this. And if you do feel strongly about that and think that we are so egregious that you don't want to be associated with us, fair enough. I fully understand. We live in a weird world these days. And Octal, if you'd like to know some context, send me a DM and I'll fill you in so you could do some research yourself and make your own decision. I spoke heavily with Dave before the show, making sure he was fully aware of it. I messaged Facility earlier, yesterday I think it was, you're still fine to come on. I don't want to drag people into this extra bullshit, but for the most part, I hate having to bring it up now. I really do. And that's why I've avoided talking about it on the show, other than a couple of, oh, fuck me, more of that. But
yeah, but people need to know, man, because people aren't, what you don't understand, and I know we want to close the show, and this is the real deal, because I'm transparent, I'm not going to lie. These people are trying to associate Boydie with terrible ideologies and bad things that aren't accurate at all, so that people will disassociate themselves from our podcast, from his podcast that he built, and Lad and everyone that's been up and coming. They're trying to mudsling so that people are scared to come on this podcast, because if you go on that podcast, then you agree with them, or that's bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's why we're bringing it up. That's why we say thank you for the support, because these people aren't going on their public platforms and saying it. They're going in DMs with each other on the low and trying to do this little secret collusion to blacklist people and blackball people. And that's what's happening. And it happens to a lot of people. And they don't like seeing people who think differently than them, because for some reason it's this polarizing cultist ideology that they have. And if we think differently, they hate us. They don't want us to succeed. So anyone who comes on the show, comes into chat, thank you for the support and not falling for the simple-minded, lack of critical thinking skills that plague society. We appreciate it. And I'm going to stand by Boydie till the wheels fall off. So it is what it is.
Don't be a Boydie phobe.
Exactly. Don't be boyphobic.
Hey, we coined a new phrase.
If for those who want context, I'm going to put a link to a tweet I made on my personal Twitter that basically gives you an introduction. It's a fucking rabbit hole, folks. Be careful. If you don't care about it and you just care about what we do on this channel, ignore it. But if you feel you need to know the context of what is happening, check it out. And if you've got any questions of me or Archie, because we're the main two involved in this, ask us in the Discord. Ask us openly in the Discord if you want. We will answer in there. Anything you want. If you've got questions about our personal beliefs, send us a DM. We'll be happy to expand on it. We're not hateful people. We just have some concerns about fucking shit that's happening in the world right now. And we'd like to be able to...
saying isn't even true. Most of the stuff they're saying about us is just straight up lies. They're saying, oh, well, they say this and they feel that, then prove it. Like, cite one reference where we've been malicious. We haven't. You know what I mean? But they can't do it. So, they just try to Facility,
I apologize for bringing this up on an episode that you're on, mate. But I did need to...
I don't give a shit. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I did need to do a...
I like this guy. I really like this guy.
Yeah. But yeah.
Don't mess with Texas.
Rambo, I think I can read between the lines, but yeah, first time here, enjoyed what I've heard. Thank you, Rambo. That does mean a lot, mate. Because Rudy, mate, as one of my good mates to me, Vanguard, said, Boyd, you got to stop fucking getting into this shit. And I said, what? And stop being me? Love me or hate me. I'm a warts and all person. At least with me, you know what I think and what you're going to get. I'm not the sort of person who's going to switch fucking points of view on something and then turn on you because of that. I'm maybe call me old fashioned or whatever, but yeah. Anyway, we are done for this week, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting the crossbow back. We are very excited for this update. Any ideas on when you reckon it'll come, guys? We're looking at a couple of weeks, or they haven't even dropped an experimental update yet, have they?
No. Usually experimental drops on Thursdays. I think Mark said sometimes Tuesdays. One of them, I think experimental drops on Tuesdays and the full releases, the updates drop on Thursdays. Or I've got
experimental usually drops with the weird Steam dropping update, which is a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Right. Yeah, I think we'll get it next week for sure. Because usually that's the pattern. They tease it and then drop it the next week.
They usually time it just after Steam did the whole little reset or update cough.
Yeah.
So I'd say a Tuesday or a Thursday, maybe next week, but maybe the week after.
So clear your calendars, folks.
Now, for next week's show, ladies and gentlemen, I need to have a chat with Archie and Dave through the week, but I will not be here for it. We are, and again, this is another example of just how fucking old I am. I will be heading to the capital city of Australia. I will be in Canberra next weekend, and this day, in 7 days from now, I'll be getting ready to go and meet with the Governor-General of Australia, along with a bunch of other crusty old veterans from Op Solis in Somalia. It is 30 years. You see me sometimes posted on Twitter, screenshots and stories from when I was overseas. But yeah, we are having a 30-year reunion tied in with Anzac Day, where we're going to be leading the Anzac Day parade in Canberra, the main Anzac Day march in our country. And we're also getting a new award, a meritorious unit citation for our service over in Somalia. So I'll try to get one of these guys to run the show in my absence. But yeah, I'm having a weekend off and I'm going to be there with the missus. Young fella's coming to go to the Governor-General's house. I can't blame him because it's a pretty fucking flash location. And the Governor-General of Australia, for those who don't understand the Australian system, he's basically the Queen's representative in Australia, the technically sort of head of state. He can, sometimes cancel a government if he wants to. It's only ever happened once and it's still fucking talked about, but it's a pretty big deal. And my son is coming to be able to say that he's been to the Governor-General's house because it's not something that happens very often. So I'm excited.
You live in a monarchy?
Yes, of course. It's Australia. It's a British monarchy, and I have to say my father is a veteran. Met the Queen several times, and I once got to meet the Queen myself as an escort for my father. And it's a very honourable thing as far as the monarchy goes. We don't really believe or follow the monarchy so much. They have so much power but never use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an extremely honourable thing for a veteran to be able to do. It's a thing they do on a regular basis where they bring you to the best of the best
And it's especially important because the current Governor General was our commanding officer when we were overseas in Somalia. So that's, he was a Lieutenant Colonel at the time, and now he's the Governor General of Australia. So it's a pretty big deal. Going to get
How
to meet
lucky
him.
is he that he gets to meet Boydie, dude?
I know, right?
Mate, when you think about the logistics of this for a second, he's basically going to have upwards of close to 1,000 people, a lot of whom are crusty old, messed up in the fucking head veteran soldiers, and he's apparently putting on a lot of piss for us.
Nice.
So
I don't know what that means, but I think it means alcohol.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to be getting on the piss at the Governor General's house, and it's all provided for us. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing day.
Open bar.
Yeah, it's an open bar. And there's going to be lots of people who are like, what's his name from Super Troopers, Favo? Open bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rudy, no, I do not have that blue wheel cover. You guys shamed me so fucking badly for that. Thankfully, it's coming to winter now, but my hands have been burning all fucking summer because I'm too scared to put a fucking wheel cover on my steering wheel here in Australia, even in the middle of summer. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I'll make sure I take plenty of photos, and you can get to see crusty old Boydie limping down the fucking main street of Canberra in a suit with his medals and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm nervous. I'm not going to fucking lie. I get nervous around these sorts of events. But yeah, it's going to be quite interesting.
How could you not, dude? How could you not?
Yeah.
I remember when Mad Dog Mattis came to our submarine, and he was just doing a walkthrough tour when he was Secretary of Defense, and everybody was so squared away. It was all perfect, but we were all so anxious. And they came over the 1MC, the intercom, and they said, "Don't call him Mad Dog. He hates that." And that everyone literally was, "Oh, Mad Dog, Mad Dog." He's a huge war hero in America. If you guys aren't aware. He's got a lot of quotes. Ever have a plan to kill everyone you meet, things like that. He's a killer, man.
Yeah. Cobra, good to see you in chat, mate. For those who don't know, Cobra's taking a bit of a break at the moment, mainly because his retirement from his job has been extended, and also he has had some health issues within his family. He's made a post in the podcast Discord if anyone wants to find out more about it. Cobra, we love you. We miss you. We wish you all the best, mate. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a guest lined up for next week. I'll leave that to Archie and Dave if they want to organise something for next week if they do a show. But the week after, I can say I've got to get back in contact and confirm. But it looks like we're going to be having Mr. Blackout on the show. I've seen him playing DayZ again. I've done a memorable fucking, if you want to see a train wreck of a spotlight interview, go watch the one I did with Mr. Blackout. It's the last time I can recall I got drunk. I got shit-faced fucking drunk with a guy I've never met before in a Discord call, and it was literally one of the best piss-ups of my life. Mr. Blackout is one of the most down-to-earth, amazing guys, a true OG of DayZ, who his style back then, his music, his content was so fucking groundbreaking at the time. His hardcore series, his diaries, some of the best. If you've never seen it, check him out on YouTube, Mr. Blackout DayZ, and go down the rabbit hole of watching his story that he did organically on those servers with some amazing people. You know, you had Jam Jar, Potato, Mr. Moon, Katie Wolf, Brian Hicks, Loyal Patriot, just so many legends of the game. Echo from back in the day that were all in that group at the time, and he's been playing the game again. He took a long break.
Good episode.
And I'm really excited, looking forward to getting on, because I'm really keen to hear from one of the OGs their thoughts on DayZ, the way it's going, how it's heading and stuff like that, because it's been quite a few years since I did that interview with him, so I'm very excited for it. So that's in a fortnight from now. But yeah, otherwise, Facility, thank you so much. What is the Don't Open Dead Inside? Is that a what's that from?
That's from The Walking Dead.
I thought it was, yeah.
The Walking Dead, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. It's actually a coffee table that a friend of mine built for me.
Yep.
Nice.
But I already have a coffee table in there. And
from the first episode when he's in the hospital, but you just put it on a coffee table and not on the hospital ward doors. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I can't be the only person who thought that said "Don't inside Dead Open or whatever when I first saw that on the episode of Walking Dead, because
Yeah.
it's like anyway. Thank you, Patty, for all the donations and all the gifted subs too. I don't
Really
know
do
if before
appreciate
you
it,
caught it. Thank you so
everyone.
much.
The
Thank
love
you,
has
everyone.
been real. It means a fucking lot. Not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous about today's episode, but yeah, we will persevere. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all once again. We will see you next week, maybe. Guys, do you reckon you'll be putting a show on just so people know?
I don't
Yeah,
want to say.
I don't want to
okay.
say we're definitely
Yeah.
going to put one on, but
Yeah.
we'll work together and we'll announce somewhere middle of the week if we're definitely going to put one on.
Yep, awesome.
Yeah.
Facility, keep on killing it, mate. You're fucking doing well over there. I love your deadpan humor, mate. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Go check him out, ladies and gentlemen. FacilityBJJ on YouTube. You can find him easy. He's streaming a lot and he's playing with a good bunch of people over there. Beans and Archie, and who else do you play with?
Some weirdo named Marks we play from time to time.
Who's he?
I don't know. Some
Oh,
nerd.
that's right. He's the guy who looks like Archie Stormcloud, isn't he?
He's Scottish.
Have you seen that clip, Facility?
I don't think so.
It is one of the funniest fucking moments from the DayZ podcast. Archie impersonated Marks, and he had the glasses beside him, and he didn't have the beard at the time, and it was fucking scary how well he did the accent and how much he did look like Marks. It was fucking awesome.
If one of you have the clip, send it to me.
I got it in my Discord. I just reshared it a couple days ago. I'll shoot it to you.
It's a classic. One of the great moments of podcast lore. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are done. We will send the love over to. I was just looking before. Anyone know anything about a guy called Matty Triceps?
I don't.
No, he's streaming
clue.
DayZ at the moment. He's got 94 watching him. So
Oh damn.
we will see how. How do you do a redirect? Can you do it like in YouTube? Just go raid so and so, or do
you have to click edit and then go to customize on the live stream up there. edit
customization?
button, and then go all the way down to redirect.
Okay, so it
YouTube.
is just that way.
Yeah, that's the only way. And then you have to end the stream, and then it sends everybody over.
Oh no, he's got redirect privileges needed. Ask Matty Triceps to add you. See, that's annoying that it does that. I could sort of understand it because it prevents hate raids, but
What about Sammy?
Yeah,
that Archie
do
mentioned
Sammy
earlier.
again. The only reason I wasn't going to do Sammy was we did that just the other week, but we'll do him again if I can.
Yeah, he needs to love. You guys are gonna love him. He's so
Didn't
wholesome.
know you could raid in YouTube.
He's doing like a flying event right now on
I like
DayZ.
when he gets shot at. Oh dear. Oh my.
Let's see if he's got it turned on as well. So please, guys, hang around. Bear with us for a sec. While the boomer gets this right. Redirect add and yep, it did work. So save. But yeah, we will see you all next week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much. Ciao for now.
Thanks for having me.
Good night. Take care, Facility.
There's nothing to fear if you try, if you keep believing, like rain falling soft.